Watch the money pile up. I'ma get rich or die trying. Want me switch lanes. I'm always getting better. I'ma be on 5th place. On this one, then 4 for the next. 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 3rd, 4th. Lord, give me all the
Holy moly!
energy.
Bang, and there it is, right on cue.
How's that? Less straight to Davis. How good was that?
We about to make a ground. We've got to make this count. Take the ball and raise it now. Make noise, you're crazy loud. It's all moment, let me hit.
Jake Tucker's taken off.
Outstanding. Glenunga certainly have a great
Soup, you're outstanding, man. Well done. Congratulations on the flag.
Oh,
a bin chicken.
Your 2024 premiers, the Port District Football Club. Congratulations, you legends. You are the best team.
In round 1, when these two teams last met, it was the Kookaburras by just 4 points as Salisbury North announced themselves to the BTR Excavations competition and made sure that everyone was aware that they were here to play in this great competition. Golden Grove, 3 of the last 4, that's how many they have won. They are absolutely flying at the minute. Inside the top 5 for Salisbury North, they were 5-2 before the bye. Since the bye, have lost both their games, now sitting at 5-4, desperate to get a win to kickstart their revival of this season in the Division 1 competition. With thanks to our sponsors, Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, Custom by ORTC, High Five E-Bikes, Dartfish, Archie's, Jag Meatworks and Kimberley Resorts. With thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League. And welcome here to Salisbury North Oval. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic game. My name's Lockie Gould. I've managed to find Adam Jeffries as I do each and every week. Adam, how are you?
Yeah, very well. Looking forward to this game. This is going to be a cracker.
We'll start with the conditions because it's looking absolutely brilliant at the minute. There's no real, I guess, kind of any air of anything really.
Nah, dry oval, no wind. I reckon we'll see plenty of good foot skills from both teams today, which is unusual as we're coming into the depths of winter, but very good conditions for football today.
Well, before we get too far into the team chats, I did manage to track down one of the locals. We've got the great Tommy Javor. He's just going to wander on in. How are you, Tommy?
G'day, boys. Great. Here on a Saturday, where else would you want to be? Ladies' Day as well. Adam Jeffries, get over there. Give the ladies something to look at.
What can we expect from your boys today? We'll jump right into the fun stuff.
Yeah, look, Adam and I have commentated a lot together previously, and we're always watching Glenunga and playing against 10, 12 goals. I reckon 15 goals will be what you need to win. Before the season on Between the Posts, make sure you check that out, that we're on every Sunday morning. I actually said Golden Grove had the best forward line in the league, and I stand by that, and our defence needs to stop their forward line.
So, you got Callum Hay down there, you got plenty down there. Whose responsibility is it to stop them?
Well, I'm not going to give away them. I probably can't give away. Cal Hay will go to Pascoe. That's probably the crucial matchup. But then who goes to Pittman, Glenn, Cavallaro? There's a litany of stars on both teams. Really excited to see Adam Deacon back. I reckon he's due for a big breakout game. I'm expecting 30-3 from Adam Deacon. If he does that, maybe we get the chocolates.
Hopefully, 30-3. You'd hope you get the chocolates. And lastly, talk us through the facilities here. We've been out here a couple of times, but for those that haven't quite made the trip up north, this is a great footy club.
It certainly is. And you're already invited to the committee half-time lunch, but it is a wonderful club. We actually won Club Venue of the Year, as in Bistro. So we are open 7 days a week, lunch and dinner. It's a fantastic place. And it galvanises the community. We get all people coming. It's not just a footy club. We've got about 6 different sporting clubs attached to it. And we just love our locals. And I'm a really proud member now of Salisbury North and will be for the rest of my life, I'm pretty sure. Massive
thank you there, Tommy. We appreciate it, and good luck for the rest of the day.
Good on you, Tommy. Good luck, mate. Cheers.
Thank you. Yeah, there you go. The great Tommy Javon. Really great to be able to grab some of his time, because obviously he's very busy at the minute. Adam, do you have anything else to add on Salisbury North? What can we expect from them in your eyes?
I'm just looking forward to one thing. Callum Hay versus Pascoe. Pascoe's been absolutely on fire, hasn't he? Kicking bags of goals for fun in the last month of football. Hay's a mean defender, though, and they had a great match-up in round one. We saw that round one game. It was a 4-point game. I reckon we're going to see something very similar today.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game of footy. And the last one before we do chuck to that commercial break, the opposition today, Golden Grove, what can we expect from them?
Yeah, much improved over the last 3 weeks for mine. I thought the wet game at Ross Trevor was a bit of a turning point for them. I thought they were needlessly sort of trying to play too much attacking through the corridor, conceding a lot of turnover goals. I think their game plan's tightened up a little bit, and I reckon they're pushing towards the top 5 now, so we're going to have a great contest.
Oh, there we go. We'll see you on the other side of this break for a massive game between Golden Grove and Salisbury North.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
New Hyoketsu, vodka, soda, and frozen natural fruit juice. Hello, yes.
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep, basically since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
It's been really good. Like, it's the little things, you know? Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again. It's usually me. My HEC set doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
You belong in blue. Apply for a career with South Australia Police.
Well, g'day footy fans and welcome here to Salisbury North Oval. It's going to be an absolutely brilliant day for football. I'm joined by Adam Jeffries as always. Adam, what can we expect from the day today? I mean, I know we just discussed it on the other side of the ad break, but it really should be a great game of football.
Yeah, I think it will be. It's 4th versus 5th. There's plenty on the line, and we'll look at the ladder shortly. There's plenty on the line for both of these teams. My prediction is this will be a potential elimination final in 3 months' time. So, yeah, it'll be a good game, and we called them in round one, and it was a 4-point ball game. So no reason to think why it won't be a close game today.
Well, they'd have to do well to beat what was a lot of excitement there in round one. But let's have a look at that ladder, and you go right to the top, Port District, where you feel like where they should be, really.
Yeah, I agree. You look at the ladder now, Lockie. There's 3 segments, isn't there? The top 3 have just broken away a little bit. There's 3 teams vying for that elimination final. It's going to be one good team miss the finals, and then we've probably got that group of Glenunga, Payneham and Prince Alfred. One of them's going to get relegated. So there's 3 distinct groups now in the ladder. Everyone's played each other once. 9 games of football to go. Yeah,
and then, of course, the team right down the bottom there, Broadview, obviously looking a little bit... will they win a game? I was having a conversation with one of our commentators last night. But we're not 100% sure on Broadview and whether or not they will taste victory in 2025. But it is really interesting. St. Peter's obviously sitting there with Sacred Heart in 3rd as well. Salisbury North, Golden Grove, Ross Trevor. There is that 3. And well, if these 2 are the elimination final in 3 months' time, does that mean you think Ross Trevor miss?
Potentially, but still a long way to go. Golden Grove did knock off Ross Trevor 2 weeks ago. We called that game, didn't we? And that sort of helped their ladder position. But no, this will go down to the wire. I think Ross Trevor will win enough games to stay in the mix. Golden Grove have got a little bit more of an experienced group. and should be able to get the job done. But you never know. Like I said, it's still 9 games of footy to go. It feels like there's still so much football to be played. And we'll always get a curveball in Division 1.
Well, here we go. Salisbury North season outlook. We mentioned that loss right off the top. Yeah, at round 1, it was just the 4 points. They then went on a 3-game winning streak. Then it was Ross Trevor who got the better of them in round 5. Broadview, who they beat in round 6. We were there for that. Broadview, sorry, that they beat in round 6. Then also Spock, they beat in round 7. We'll go back to that very, very quickly because out come the boys here, wearing the home strip. There is a. This could be a set shot to win it here if there is an interbees. Because it was a close game of footy. It'll be interesting to see what happens here as everyone just kind of waits. That's across the face. And
we think Salisbury North have won that game.
We think Salisbury North have won that game, yeah.
Slightly strange ending to the reserves game as the A grade are ready to come out.
Yeah, but here come the A grade though. Of course, they're about to take centre stage. Callum Hay there, Sharps there, Deacons there. All the main stars are there for these teams. It's going to be great. But as we do continue to have a look through that list, coming off the back of 2 losses, we mentioned it right off the top. Post-bye, haven't been the same team they were pre-bye. What can they do to turn it around?
Yeah, not panic stations. They lost Sagar up by 10 points, and they've lost to Port Districts. Have only lost 1 game all year, so there's no panic stations for Salisbury North. They'd definitely like to get back on the winners list today. You don't want to have 3 losses in a row with the log jam on the ladder, but they certainly won't panic. They've got winnable games after today as well. It's a very even competition. Those things happen. Yeah, so 10-point loss at Sacred Heart last week. That would suggest they played quite well.
Yeah, I mean, you have a look at that. I mean, it's the next 3 teams for them are the teams that are right, almost jam-packed at the bottom of the ladder, Broadview aside. Golden Grove, complete opposite for the first 4 rounds, get the win over the top of today's opponents, and then go on a 3-game losing streak. They played the best 3 teams in the competition as of right now via ladder position, so that's probably excusable for Golden Grove. They then have 2 wins, a loss to Glenunga. That one was pretty inexcusable, and then 2 wins back-to-back. One against Ross Trevor, that's the game we were there for, and the other against Prince Alfred. Golden Grove, they look like a team that should be playing finals.
Yeah, they do, but this is why today's probably a big game for them as well. If you look at their next 3 opponents, you're right, Lockie, they played the top 3 teams. So they're going to have to stay in contention over the next month. They're going to have to win a game against those top 3 teams and win today. They'd want to split that at least 2-2, then with a very winnable run of games on the way home. Since that 3-game losing streak, they haven't been far off. We called them at Glenunga. They had a disappointing day, but the other 4 games have gone their way. Very potent in attack and defence getting a little bit better over the last couple of weeks.
Golden Grove, they are certainly a team that will be looking to do one better than they did last year. Of course, they ended their season with an elimination final loss to Payneham. You would struggle to see Payneham being the ones that end their season this year. Now, all the numbers, because Golden Grove are wearing their alternative strip, all the numbers are in the wrong order at the minute, and most players have added change. Banwell and Glenn are 2 that have kept their number. Harville's also kept his number. Xanthopoulos has kept his number, as is McKelvey as well. So there's plenty, and Pascoe. So there's plenty there that have sort of changed number. But aside from the number changes, what can we expect from these guys today?
Yeah, commentator's killer, isn't it, with the Clash Guernsey come out. Good luck today with that, Lockie. Oh, but now Golden Grove, like I said, they've got some real weapons in attack. Now, Pascoe's on a tear. We haven't seen a full forward in Division 1 really put a month together like he has. 8 goals last week. We called him at Ross Trevor in the mud, kicking 5. But he'll have his work cut out today against Callum Hay, who's a tremendous lockdown defender. So that's a classic old school matchup, isn't it? So really looking forward to that. I really want to see Liam Verity get involved in the game. I think he has been serviceable. He's a guy that's kicked 70, 80 goals in the Division 3 competition, stepping up into Division 1. Obviously, Pascoe's the targeted player, Lockie, isn't he? And maybe he's not getting the opportunities he feels he deserves. I think he needs to come up high at the field and really be a connecting type forward, a guy that can take 10, 12 marks between the arcs. And he is a beautiful distributor of the ball to Pascoe, rather than maybe staying too deep as he does sometimes. So I'll be interested to see how that plays out. I've been impressed with Josh Glenn over the last few weeks as well. He had 35 disposals last week. He wore a heavy tag. He's getting some tags around the league at his age. They're probably hoping that maybe they can play more as a forward. They're just lacking a little bit of on-ball depth, so Glenn's had to spend 100% game time on ball, but 35 disposals last week. Pittman had 34. Knocking up, getting the ball, those guys.
Well, here come Golden Grove. They are just marching their way on, led by their captain, Jake Pittman. He's a danger, isn't he? He's something extraordinary, really.
Yeah, he's a good player, and what impressed me with him as well is he gets ball on the outside. He's known as a bit of an in and under junkyard dog, but I think he's clever and he stays on the outside when he needs to as well. He can antagonise the opposition. He's a neat little kick. So yeah, we all know Pittman's a good player. I don't think he'll get tagged as well with Glenn there, so that helps him. He can just do his thing, so he'll be a driving force for them.
Well, the sounds of the Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl, giving us a bit of pre-game music. It's always good fun. Salisbury North's team, they are looking really, really, dare I say it, with the number 6, Sharp. They are looking quite good at the minute.
Yeah, it's good to see Deacon back in. We called him here on Anzac Day, didn't we, Lockie? And he was outstanding. He had that 30-3 on that game that was mentioned in the pre-match. So I'm interested to see how it goes today. Note that their coach, Luke Hable, is playing today. He doesn't play every week now. I think he's chosen this one as just to help his team get back on the winners list. He's a super impressive guy, super impressive coach, but he's still a super impressive player, so they probably need him on the field. Hellebat's the second leading goal scorer in the competition. I think he'll be one to watch. Johansson's a good player. They've got lots of good players. They've had a good season, Lockie. Like I said, lost the last 2. Coming up from Division 2 to be sitting in the top 5 is a good effort thus far, and they'll get better as the season goes on.
It's going to be very interesting. I expect a high-scoring game. I don't know how you feel about it there, Adam. When you got players like Hallebat and players like Pascoe in each forward line, you're going to end up, both of them could very easily have bags of 5 today.
Yeah, Tommy called it right. Like with some of the teams in last year's finals with Glenunga's defensive dominance, a lot of the times you'd come into the game knowing if you could kick 10 or 11 goals, you'd probably win. I don't think 10 or 11 goals will get the job done today. You might have to kick, close to that 90, 100 points to get the job done. Both teams like to attack. Both teams have good contested marking players. Expect to see a relatively high-scoring game today with the good conditions as well, Lockie.
Yeah, absolutely. Previous meeting, it was round 1, 2025. Salisbury North's first game up for quite a long time. 13-14-92, they finished. Golden Grove 14-12-96. They got the job done. Did the Kookaburras, so they were really
It was a really good game, wasn't it? And
yeah.
It was one of those games that could have gone either way. The siren went and Golden Grove were ahead, but so that shows exactly what we said. You're going to need to kick 96 points to win. So it should be an absolute cracker today. Like I said, this is a potential elimination final preview as well.
Yeah, it's going to be... I just can't believe how exciting this game's going to be because, for mine, these are 2 teams that will fancy themselves to be playing finals. It might be 2 teams that will fancy themselves to go one step further than that too.
Yeah, I think both teams, particularly Salisbury North, think that they can be a top 3 team. But at the end of the day, the wins and losses have got to add up and you've got to get there. There's 3 very good teams above them at the moment. But as we saw last year with Payneham finishing 5th, nearly made it to a grand final. So you can do it, but if you really genuinely want to win a premiership, you do have to finish in the top 3. It's very tricky to go from an elimination final through to a grand final. But yeah, let's see what happens. And we've got a genuine rivalry between these teams as well. Good northern suburbs teams with big followings. There's a big crowd here today as well for a local football game in June. Normally everyone stays at home, Lockie, but there is a lot of cars and a lot of people around the field today.
It's exciting. If you are thinking, maybe we should get down, you've got plenty of time. You've got another probably 3 minutes, so I'd get in the car nice and quickly if you do want to get down here in time for the first bounce and you are in the area. But here goes Pittman walking back to his troops. Tell them the good news, he did win the toss. They are going to be kicking towards the right of screen. The left of screen, sorry. Other games on today, Prince Alfred, Glenunga. That could be massive in terms of relegation.
Your boys, Lockie.
Yeah, look, I didn't tip them. I got seduced by one game. I'll level with you. That probably wasn't me greatest tip. Prince Alfred now looking far more likely for the relegation than they are for the flag. Ross Trevor and Payneham Norwood Union. Ross Trevor desperately need to win that game of footy.
Payneham have won 3 on the trot as well. Just hanging in there.
And Alex Coots is calling that one. So the young star. St. Peter's taking on Port District. Salisbury, North and Golden Grove, obviously that's where we are. And Broadview taking on Sacred Heart. You would think when I look at that, the game that really sticks out to me, St. Peter's and Port District. Let's start there. Who wins and why?
Yeah, 1v2 on the ladder. Port District's won the round 1 encounter after the siren with big Lysette, didn't they? So St. Peter's will want to get one back. Would have had some goal kicking practice during the week, Lockie, I'm sure, after 7 goals, 24 last week. If St. Peter's kick accurately in that game, they win.
Shock and Broadview, who gets the job done there?
Sacred Heart.
Yeah, fair enough. That is a very, very good tip as well. It should be interesting to watch as we get ready to go here. Grab your tips for the rest of the game as well. Yeah, it's gonna be a great game of football. That is for sure, and a great round of footy across across the entire division here in the BTR Excavations Division 1. But before we do get started, of course, we can't do this without our sponsors. Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, Custom by RTC, High Five E-Bikes, Dartfish, Archie's, Jag Meatworks and Kimberley Resorts. Of course, the best on ground ends up with the Belgravia, the pub voucher, and of course the Archies as well. And Adam Jeffries is in charge of that as he is each and every week. Kieran Hayoketsu, they're on the scoreboard as they always are. Hello, yes. Thanks to the Kieran Hayoketsu scoreboard. Hello, yes. Jag Meatworks obviously give us the goal of the year. Tray of their finest meats, born to build both for the marks and the goal of the week. And of course, we've got Kimberley Resorts. The winner of the mark of the year ends up with 3 nights accommodation in Broome. And the High Five E-Bikes for the player that ends up with the most votes. Still Pittman leads that.
Is that why we're seeing players go for the hangers all the time this year, Lockie? We've called a few almost hangers. Players are going for it, aren't they?
Well, Broome's a lovely area. My dad was just there. Shout out to Dad. And he was just saying that that it's a lovely area to be at the minute. So it should be very interesting. Of course, Farmers Leap Coach of the Week. Adam, you're heavily involved there. So a massive thank you to you and your company for giving us the opportunity to give away 3 bottles of wine each and every week to all the coaches. Who wins this one, Adam, before we get started?
Yeah, this is it's going to be a cracking game. Really looking forward to it. I think Salisbury North at home. 2 goals.
Yeah, I'm of the same persuasion. I think Salisbury North I'm probably around about that 2-goal mark as well. Sorry for no real variety there on the broadcast, but that certainly doesn't mean that the Golden Grove are out of this one by any stretch of the imagination. Just because of what we say, we are certainly not the gospel. As we get ready to go, Lockie Gould, Adam Jeffries, ready to call what is going to be a fun game here. As we all wait, the music stopped. The umpire just needs a signal. We may wait a while here. Here we go. Saturday afternoon footy, BTR Excavations Division 1. Golden Grove, Salisbury North, and we are away. Salisbury North get it forward nice and quickly. Inside the 50 it goes, bouncing ball. The players arrive nice. The players arrive there as the snap comes up. And that is not going to trouble the scorers as it goes over.
We've got a last touch or a throw-in. We've got a throw-in. So nice clean centre break for Salisbury North. Be happy for them to get some time in forward half here with the stoppage really close to goal.
Ball about to come back in. Does as a tap. Down it goes. Trying to work their way through there. The tap did come from Robinson. And it was Horskins who was on the bottom. Umpire throws it up again. Plenty of movement here. Ball with Sharp. Sharp on. Needed a second opportunity to steady himself, and he got caught in the end, holding the footy. Free kick.
Looked like he just slipped. Looked like he had a chance to have a snap, and he just slipped and decided not to kick it. Rove that beautifully, but a good tackle by Glenn. Relieving disposal in the back 50.
So Glenn going out towards the half-forward flank nearest to us. Harville's there, little handball across, finds Simon, and then Simon gives it up the ground. It's going to go back to him as well. Here he goes, inside forward 50. Pascoe's the target, and Pascoe has been found.
Well, what a transition that was. I thought they were over handballing it there on the wing, but they backed themselves in. A lot of good run and carry. And if they get through Pascoe's forward craft, doesn't matter how good your fullback is, he knows how to lead sideways, he knows how to lead backwards. Just took a nice fingertip mark there, and the league's leading goal scorer's got a shot for goal 2 minutes in, Lockie.
Absolutely he does. See what he's able to do. He is a special player at the minute in a rich vein of form. As you mentioned, Adam, he is just hard to stop. Pascoe steps in and puts it straight over the goal umpire's hat. Big result there for Pascoe. Big first goal. They lead this one straight 6 to Salisbury North yet to score.
Yeah, that's their strength, Golden Grove. Like I said, that transition goal, good tackle by Josh Glenn in the back pocket, and they've gone end to end. They went long to the contest, which I liked. So often they've been trying to pierce those kicks up the middle to 50-50 players. They went long, got a contest, got some crummers, won that ball, handball chain through the wing. And a nice disposal and a good start by Pascoe. Wouldn't have been anyone else, wouldn't it, Lockie, to get the game up and running?
No, not anyone but Pascoe. Leaves him 6 points the advantage. Kieran Hayoketsu scoreboard. Ball back in the centre. We are away again. Robinson. So tap goes down and trying to work their way through. Umpire says that one's going to be balled up.
Glenn v Deakin is a cracking matchup. He's a tall midfielder, Deakin, isn't he? I think they'll both have big games today. They won't tag each other. See O'Brien, I think, come through here with another clearance.
It was O'Brien, and the ball ended up at half-back here. There goes Simon again, just charging his way through. Gave it across. Glenn, he's a great user of the football. Kicks it up towards Pascoe. He's got another one. Too far from home. Wills quickly. Inside the pocket. Wasn't quite able to be taken there as it goes through for a behind. Dodd was the forward that was competing. And Salisbury North will take that through Harble.
Yeah, I'll be interested to watch that matchup, Deakin v Glenn. Deakin's such an attacking weapon for his team, so there's a bit of Russian roulette being played, but if you let Josh Glenn get the ball in that area of the ground, he's going to lace out his teammates.
Ball up, and there's a great grab. It's flicked back across. Out towards the outer side. Salisbury North moving it nicely here. Johannesson turns, and that's a good mark as well. O'Brien. It's off nice and quickly. And that is bouncing into the forward pocket. It's with Deakin. Deakin then flicks it back. As there's Simon again. Picks up the footy. Started well as Lamb Simon.
It's been very good, Simon, hasn't he? We saw him in the cage at full back at Wollonga a few weeks ago. Looks like he's got more of an attacking role today. And Glenn has got the ball again.
Glenn, he's off. Speaking of players that always end up with high impact and high disposal counts, he's certainly one of them. Banwell turns it inside. Off the half volley, it was collected. Little hand pass across. Xanthopoulos had to be good. And still the footy bounces as the cavalry arrive for both teams. Good tackle there. Dodd stops his direct opponent. It's going to be balled up.
Again, Golden Grove, they explode off half-back, don't they? They get the ball deep inside 50 in the blink of an eye. So Salisbury North have to just try and slow them down a little bit where they can.
O'Brien, just anywhere but where it was will do for him. Footy's going to come back the other way. Off one step. It's a high floater. Banwell's there trying to track it. It's over the line. Of course, Jed and Jack. Jack does some work for us in the media department. He'll be on the stream in a couple of weeks' time. Adam Jeffrey's taken a couple of weeks' worth of leave. How dare you, Adam, but it's all right. We forgive you. As out towards the line it goes. There's a big fist as it goes over there from Horskins.
Such a wide oval here as well, isn't it, Lockie? There's so much space to move the football. We've seen some good passages of play already. That ball is on the far side to the commentary booth. Feels like it's a mile away. Very wide oval here at Salisbury North.
Ball comes back in. As Golden Grove try and move it forward, and that they do. Glenn, he was just there again. McKelvey, he was tackled. And he just gets a little toe poke forward. Verity was there, involved as well, able to get a disposal. Banwell, did he drag it in? Salisbury North thinks so. Umpire thinks so as well. Going to be holding the ball there.
It'll be very interesting to see how long the Salisbury North coaching staff allow Glenn to just do what he wants out there. I think he needs someone just paying him respect, not just playing Russian roulette, hoping that he won't play well, because he will play well.
He does each and every week. Doesn't matter whether or not he's got a tag or he's just kind of always there. He's good for his 20 or so touches. As the footy ends up in the hands there of Salisbury North's Brodie Wagner. And Wagner at half back. Thought about it. Decided better, and then just decided to pump it up towards a pack. There's Russo, and he gets it there. Able to give it across. As it's with Parisi, now with Hay. And Hay decides to give it back across. Gets it back, does Hay. And Hay down the line towards Sharp, but Sharp was beaten out in the end. Thatcher has to twist and turn, then had a teammate, and here they go. It was with Cavallaro, but his footy might have worked out okay for Pittman. But the door's open for Deakin, and Deakin sends it inside forward 50. It's a one-on-one. There it is. It's going to sit. It's going to be a goal, you would think.
Yes,
and it is. Well done there. Johansson gets the finish.
Yeah, great finish in the forward pocket. We know he's a crafty goal kick. He's been doing it forever at the SANFL level, country level, now here at Salisbury North. If he gets a one-on-one inside 50, good things will happen. Just the turnover there was a bit of a risky ball from Cavallaro, I think it was. Probably was facing, could have gone up the line, looking for the chip back inside that kick that I've spoken about that can cost Golden Grove at times. Turnover there. Deakin pumped it into the advantage side of Johansson, and it's going to end that way. So good turnover goal for Salisbury North. They're on the board.
Yep. They now do lead this contest as well at the 7-minute and 25-second mark. Salisbury North did have the lead. Golden Grove did have the lead there as the footy goes back out towards Glenn. Glenn might have won himself a free kick and did. So he rolls off. And that is a kick that goes inside forward 50. It's collected. A little bit of a slip. It was just fired back from where it came. Hay collects it. There's a little bit of assistant. Cavallaro tries to work his way through. A little bouncer towards the outside. Salisbury North able to recover. And that is going to bounce. And still they continue to work their way through here. Flying almost the Hawks. Inside forward 50. It's a good ball as well. It finds Sharp. And Sharp.
It's played on quickly.
He did. It's gone towards goal. It's going to stay in. No. That one ended up out.
Smart play there. If he has to go back over the mark, he's got to kick it from outside 50. Played on, went out on the arc, but just across the face.
It's out in front of Halabout, and now it's there for Glenn. And Glenn was tackled, and still the scrummage continues. Over the line it goes.
Yeah, he's everywhere, Josh Glenn, at the moment. I think he's going to get a quick early breather. His first 9 minutes has been elite in this match, and I'm sure the Salisbury North coaching staff are talking about getting some pressure on that man, because if he has 40 touches, Golden Grove win the game for mine. So it'll be interesting to see the discussions they're having, and with Salisbury North's coach on the field, it'll be interesting to see what the guys on the bench think about that.
Well, Glenn came off and on came Pittman, so the job really doesn't get any easier. So Footy now works its way along the line. That is over the head, and there's a bit of a race on. Should be collected there. And Verity gets it. It's fired inside forward 50. Pascoe, no. Hay this time wins out the battle. Able to give the hand pass across as Salisbury North start another attack from their defence. Footy now on half back. It's a good mark taken by Hollenby.
The matchup with Callum Hay on Pascoe is already intriguing. Hay's going to take him on, isn't he? He's already up the field getting disposals. He attacked that ball. He's not just going to sit on the back of Pascoe, and he's going to give him something to think about going the other way. So Pascoe needs to chase him out as often as he can.
O'Brien, he found Lawler, and then Hay got the footy back. Footy worked its way across towards Fensom. And Fensom, turnover. And Golden Grove here, they come back the other way. Kick inside forward 50. And that is Pascoe, who's just got the footy again. He's got it on a string.
Yeah, that's what happens. So that's the Russian roulette that Hay will play. He's left him. So on the turnover, Pascoe's going to find himself with a mismatch. And on that occasion, but still beautiful jukes, we call them out in front. Sticky fingers from the full forward. Long shot here, but this is well within his repertoire, as we've seen in the last month or so.
Absolutely. Pascoe can hit a footy a long, long way. So when he marches for the Kookaburras to grab back the ascendancy, Pascoe sends it all the way home. And that was a long bomb that went through 3/4 high up the post. And Golden Grove 2-1-13, Salisbury North 1 straight 6.
Yeah, both teams exchanging turnover goals there. Well done by Pascoe. It's a great shot for goal. It's probably been the feature of his play, has been his accurate goal kicking. I think we called it in round 1. He only kicked 1 or 2 goals and missed many on that day. But that did not make the goal umpire move at all. So well done to him. He's off to a fast start. But I like Golden Grove's approach here. They're playing with plenty of pressure. Glenn's been dominant around the stoppages. Salisbury North for mine. Just a little bit on the back foot at the moment. 7 inside 50s to 4.
Yeah, exciting times there for the Kookaburras. And back in the centre we go. Ball goes up. Tap towards the outer side. That has been collected along high footy. And Fensom there, nearly able to trap it, but had to rely on the assistance that was coming behind him. Because here come Salisbury North. Fensom again. Had a couple of touches in the last sort of couple of minutes as Richard takes a mark. He then turns. Doesn't have a lot of options ahead of him. And there's a player in a lot of pain here for Golden Grove. That looks to be Hillcoat. He's just absolutely slammed the dirt in frustration. As the footy goes inside forward 50 there. And it is a mark to Johansson, but there is...
Yeah, let's hope that's not an ankle, knee. We saw it in the NBA last week with the Halliburton Achilles, where it's just the pure frustration of what's happened. Might just be an ankle injury here, but not good signs for him to come back on, because he cannot put any weight on that right-hand side. So I dare say his day would be done. As we see, Johansson in the right forward pocket, 45 metres out. Tricky shot for goal. He's centred it. Lockie, what have we got?
It's a fly for Deacon.
Yep.
And he's taken it too. And he wanted to let us know. I went into the rooms pre-game and he was sweeping the floor, so he wanted a bit of a shout-out for that. But you get a shout-out for the mark and for cleaning up the club rooms as well. Well done there, Adam.
Yeah, and that's fantastic, Mark. But in fact, it's Richards, is it? Looked like Deacon who took the mark. Those guys do look similar, don't they, with the long flowing hair. But that was a really good mark at the top of the square. Not sure if Johansson was putting it there or he just pulled the kick at goal. But that's what happens when you kick it to 15 out rather than the goal line. Gives your forwards a chance. Great mark by Richards.
It is with Richard. So he just steps in and kicks a goal. And Salisbury North, they get as close as they can without hitting the front. It is a margin now of just 1 point. That's an excellent effort from him as well.
Yeah, it's a good game of footy already, isn't it, Lockie? We're seeing both teams' forwards get on top. We're seeing some beautiful passages of play with foot skills. We're seeing plenty of pressure around the ball. Unfortunately, an early injury in this game, which isn't good. Hopefully that is just one of those ankle injuries that maybe can be strapped back up, but it didn't look good, did it? So Golden Grove may be down to just 2 rotations already.
Yeah, that they may be. They do seem to be down to just that rotation there. As back in the centre we go. Ball goes up, tap back down. And
thank you.
There is going to be a free kick going the way of Golden Grove, and it's ended up with Dodd. Number change?
Yeah, I think Parisi came off with the blood, might have a bit of blood on the Guernsey. He's now number 32, so thanks for the Salisbury North bench for informing us of that as they go inside 50 again, Golden Grove.
It's Golden Grove trying to work their way forward, and that was a little clever move. It was a really clever move because it resulted in a goal for Dobie.
And he's pretty happy with it too. Just blindsided a little bit there, but they look dangerous, don't they, when they go inside 50, Golden Grove. We see them not mucking around, bombing the ball into dangerous areas, and Pascoe drawing a lot of attention. And in the end, the seas parted there for Dobie, didn't they? Not Salisbury North defensive coach will have a good time with that on Tuesday night because nobody ran at the ball carrier. They all ran away, assuming he would handball the ball. Great composure by Dobie to just take those 3 steps and slot it through. Golden Grove, quick response from the centre clearance.
4 goals already in this contest, so it's been a seesawing game. Should be another one on the score, but there should be 5 goals there. 3-1-19 plays 2 straight 12. So it is a 7-point advantage here for the Kookaburras. Footy goes bouncing. Should be collected and is. And still they fight on. Dobie's in there again. That is going to be a ball up.
Again, a good start for Golden Grove. They had 4 centre clearances to 1, so they're getting all the territory up their end. 9 inside 50s to 5. So dominant early, score's still close.
Ball was paddled out towards the player there in Pittman, but there was a good tackle as well. The umpire says that one is going to be a ball up. No, free kick.
Paid a free kick for over the shoulder. A little bit unlucky there. Young Hocking, I think it was. Cavallaro attacked it hard. And it's one of those ones. Sometimes you just hit the ball hard. You put the pressure on the opposition to tackle you correctly. So not a lot of remonstration there. Bit of a soft free kick, but likely there. Cavallaro, he coming off 35 disposals himself last week. Lockie, normally a classy player. He can slot this through.
Not a bad day out. 35. Cavallaro steps in. And the kick is on its way. It's across the face. So behind there. 3-2 plays 2 straight. Martin just 8 points. Here early. 17 minutes gone first quarter. Salisbury North, what do they do now? Ball towards the outer side. Big fist over the top. It's Richards who's involved again. It was paddled and collected. There's Cavallaro, had the last shot at goal, and that's a long, high footy to the advantage of Glenn. Glenn might have left it behind, had time to recover, did well. Kick towards the hot spot for Pascoe.
Wowee.
He's there again.
Yeah, that's just all Josh Glenn. You know, great lead by Pascoe, but not much that Hay can do about that. That's just a guy with class, given time and space to use his left leg. And yeah, Salisbury North, they have to look at shutting down Glenn now. He doesn't touch the footy. it'll help them win the game. Be interesting to see. It's an interesting discussion to play. Like you said, Glenn gets a tag and he still gets the ball anyway. But, yeah, at the moment he is utterly dominant. Pascoe lining up for number 3 already.
So Glenn doing as he likes. Pascoe kicking goals for fun, but that time kick goes astray. Clears the cars as well, so that's good news for those that have parked behind the goals. That's a brave decision.
You always take a risk when you park behind the goals, but maybe you'll get some insurance.
Well, I've parked as far away as I can. I've actually parked in the structure across the street, so no footy is going near my goals. Going near my car, sorry. And should come back into play.
The right man doing the kick-outs with the coaches, and he knows exactly what he wants to do. Is he going to go long to a tall target?
The kick did come there from Harville, and footy's collected, so it should come back the other way. As the footy just bounces. Xanthopoulos off a step, inside forward 50. As try and work their way forward here. That has worked out again. Pascoe was just standing all by himself.
Yeah, again, that's the Russian roulette that Callum Hay plays. He's up, he's attacking, trying to win possession for his team. Pascoe's going to have none of that, though. He's there to kick goals. Got the nice little pass. But where this is coming from, their kick-out, Salisbury North, they're having a lot of trouble clearing it. Aren't they winning that next possession off the contest? The ball's rebounded back in. 11 inside 50s to 5 now. Pascoe already with his 4th mark inside 50, looking at another go at his 3rd.
3 goals 2. Plays 2 straight. Pascoe kicks a goal. There's claps all round. That's number 3. He looks like he's on for a big day at the minute.
Yeah, he's on fire at the moment, the big fella, isn't he? Good on him. But this coming from the pressure that Golden Grove are putting on. Salisbury North, like I said, they've had a few kick-outs in a row, and they just can't clear the ball. They can't get the ball and win that first touch off the contest. Golden Grove are all over the front and squares. Nothing fancy about the re-entry, just getting the ball back inside 50, winning those contests. Really impressive start to the game by Golden Grove.
Looks like the scoreboard does read 2-1-13, plays at 4-3-27. So a margin there of 14 points. So on the Kieran Hayo-Ketsu scoreboard is coming charging through there. Was the player in Hocking, and sends it out in a long high up and under from Lawler. That is a great grab.
That's fantastic use of the body for a relatively small forward, but that's called protecting the drop zone. Lockie, he knows exactly where it is, and once you get in that area, it's very hard for a player like Thatcher to get a spoil on the ball. Not sure he's got the length here. He will set this up 15 metres out from goal or look for a short pass.
So Johansson has the footy. Decides to go in board.
He's gone a little bit closer. Still a long shot for Costanzo, I think it is, but he might have a slightly longer leg.
So Costanzo, we saw him kick a ball from 50 off of a standing start, basically, on Anzac Day. Let's see what he's able to do here. It's at the other end of the ground, though. And this kick is on its way, shaping back nicely, hit the top of the woodwork. Jammed into the woodwork there. And it is a margin now that's just cut back slightly. 2-2-14 plays 4-3-27, a margin of the 13 points.
See what Golden Grove do here on their kickouts. They've done well today without going long to their tools. Not taking any risks here, making sure they win that next ball.
Xanthopoulos decides he's going to have a kick. He does hit his intended target there. McKelvey, Pittman. Kick worked out nicely onto the wing. It was a good ball. It had to be there for Horskins. Then Simon gets involved. Then Pascoe. It's a foot race. Back towards goal. Bouncing footy. Does it go all the way off Simon's boot? No, it doesn't. It gets over the boundary. It gets over the boundary line in the end. And I tell you what, there'll be a relief Stokes to take it over.
It looked like Pascoe had a new match up there as well, didn't it? With might have been Fisher was playing on him on that occasion. But again, Golden Grove go end to end relatively comfortably. A little bit of work to do defensively here, Salisbury North.
Ball comes back in. So it goes down. Hayes there. Able to grab it. Get the hand pass off. Kick towards Hocking. Now, they work their way towards the boundary line. It's a cross from Lawler. And Lawler finds Hay. And Hay stands at full back. Diving mark. Excellent take there. Salisbury North not really willing to move it quickly. Hocking's the player with the footy.
Great commitment there by Hocking on the chest mark, wasn't it? Again, though, Golden Grove defensively very sound here, giving Salisbury North no easy exits.
And Harble.
And even that short pass is a risky pass. He's got a defender right on his backside, so having to take risks even with their short pass here. But they don't want to give the ball back on a long ball. That hasn't worked the last couple of exits. Let's see what happens here. Switch of play.
Hay goes across the ground. Oh, it was a dangerous kick, but it worked out okay. Stokes able to grab the ball. O'Brien gets the handball off, and he might have to get it back here. He did. Bursting through the centre here is Salisbury North Oval. Out towards Sharp. Sharp, kick inside. Got a target. Got him too.
Same play as before. Johansson, again, looking so capable as a small forward, isn't he? Great hands there. We know this guy can play football, but he can't probably kick the journey from 50 metres here. So again, if I'm Golden Grove, I'm wary of the short pass or the kick to the top of the square. Great transition that time by Salisbury North.
So Johansson lines up. Lines up. Got a mammoth task ahead of him. Kick is on its way, and that one across the face. So he's had a couple of opportunities. That one dragged it. And there's a behind.
See what Salisbury North do here. The last couple of kick-outs have gone coast to coast relatively easy, and they just slow them down, make sure there's no spares, and they've got the big wall and the big contest here up the line.
Well, with Thatcher, made the half team of the year on Between the Posts. You can check that out on during the week when it comes out.
Better than by Salisbury North. Forced a risky ball, get a stoppage in their front half. Much better defensively on that occasion.
Was it needed to be as well. As Footy comes back in. Tap down. There we go. Cavallaro off a step. Golden Grove able to break. And Verity given the mark. He then turns. Kick towards the Pascoe direction. He's running back to goal, and he's got it again. He's a weapon.
I called for it pre-match. I think that's what Verity needs to do. He needs to come up to the middle of the ground, Lockie, and provide that outlet ball as a high, traditional, old centre-half forward. Again, Pascoe, as soon as he saw Verity mark that ball, he was off. And it was one of the reasons I like Verity up the field is he's such a good distributor of the ball. He just took that 2 or 3 seconds to kick it, Lockie, and what that did was allowed Pascoe to get another 30 metres up the field. And again, they'll be disappointed with that defensively, though, Salisbury North. You can't let a guy that's already kicked 3 just easily get goal side out the back.
For a game-high lead for the Kookaburras, 3 goals, he has pushed it across the face. So it stays 13 points. That's not quite the game-high lead. The game-high was 14 points at the 19-minute and 53-second mark.
They'll be disappointed with that, Golden Grove. They probably feel like they deserve one more goal. I feel like they've been dominant in this quarter, Lockie. Probably deserve a 5-2 start. Salisbury North potentially have dodged a bullet if they can kick a late one.
Hay. That's at the wrong end for the home team at the minute. Oh, dangerous kick and punished as well. Dodd lining up for goal.
Again, that looks easy, but that's Golden Grove setting up defensively very, very strongly today. Very impressed with what I've seen. I don't think it's been the strength of their team in the first probably 5 or 6 weeks of the season. But today, they are on song. They are not giving Salisbury North any outlets. Great intercept. Like I said, I feel like they deserve a 5-2 start.
So Dodd lines up and kicks. True. There we go. So he finds his way onto the scoreboard. The Kookaburras at 5-4. Play Salisbury North's 2-3, and that is the game-high lead of 19 points.
Yeah, it's a deserved lead at the moment. They're on song here, Golden Grove, defensively, and they're attacking as well. They've taken 6 marks inside 50 from just the 13 entries. A couple of wayward kicks from Pascoe. Could have had 5 already, but at that occasion got the turnover, and they are off to the races early in this game, Golden Grove. Very impressive start by them.
Yeah, it's been an excellent start to this game for the Kookaburras. So get towards quarter time. Ball goes up. Comes back down as well. There's Deacon playing in the centre, able to paddle it forward there. O'Brien just kicks to a paddock of space. Coming back hard the other way here. The Kookaburras, it's a good tackle. And now he's going to be balled back up. The umpire says that one is mine.
Won't be long to go here. want to finish off a really good quarter here, Golden Grove, and defend this stoppage. They've got a spare behind the ball here as well.
Well, 7 goals already in this game. We mentioned it was going to be high scoring, and there it is at quarter time. Golden Grove 5-4-34. They lead Salisbury North 2-3-15. The home team a little bit shocked here, but Golden Grove will be absolutely chuffed with that first quarter. And we'll see you for more on Filming Footy on the other side of these messages.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
New 氷結 Vodka, soda, and frozen natural fruit juice. Hello, yes.
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep. Basically, since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's been really good. Like, it's the little things, you know? Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again. It's usually me. My HECS debt doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
You belong in blue. Apply for a career with South Australia Police.
Well, here we are back at Salisbury North Oval, and it is the Kookaburras who lead it. They're 19 points to the good. 5-4-34 plays 2-3-15. And, well, Salisbury North, they will be very, very interested in how they're going to be able to fight back here. But there's some big news around the rest of the BTR Excavations Division 1 competition. Go on, Adam Jeffries, give it to us.
Yeah, there's a great game of footy happening here, which we'll talk about soon. But at the other venue, Broadview, 21 points up at quarter time on Sacred Heart, which is a bit of a turn-up. We've also got St. Peter's leading Port Districts by 6 points at quarter time. Ross Trevor leading Paynham by 38 points at quarter time. And Glenunga leading Prince Alfred by 29 points at quarter time. So very interesting. Back to this game, though. He's got plenty of work to do, Coach Harble, hasn't he?
He does.
Beaten in all facets there, beaten out the centre. Josh Glenn was able to do as he likes. Pascoe was able to do as he likes. So if you were drawing up pre-match what you wanted this game to look like, you didn't want Josh Glenn getting the ball easily around the ball, and you didn't want Pascoe having 5 shots on goal in the first quarter, did you? It's not what you drew up. But the reason the Golden Grove were able to do that, Lockie, is because of their defensive setup and defensive pressure around the ball, and a good setup behind the ball. Salisbury North want to maintain possession with short passing coming out of the halfback. They haven't allowed them to do that. They've caused many turnovers on the high ball, and they deserve the lead they've got so far. But Salisbury North are a proud team. I expect a bit of a response here, Lockie. They'll be pretty disappointed with that. They defensive-wise, I would call it a little bit easy to play against in that first quarter, but all 3 quarters of footy to go. Let's see what happens. Might be an interesting first 5 minutes.
Absolutely, it'll be an interesting first 5 minutes. I'll tell you what, they'll be... There will be a little bit of Salisbury North going, well, pinching themselves, just making sure they're not having a nightmare. Because as you mentioned, it is the worst possible start for Glenn to be firing already, Pittman to be doing what he's doing, and for Lockie Pascoe to be absolutely in cruise control too.
Yeah, all coaches don't want to, you don't want to be beaten by what you know, do you? You want someone else to bob up and kick some goals. You don't want to let the league's leading goal scorer have 5 shots on goal in the first quarter. You don't want to get one of the best players in the comp, Josh Glenn, to have 4 or 5 easy clearances. And he had time and space, you know. So a couple of goals they got Golden Grove. You look at the turnover late, Dobie's goal where no defensive pressure. So he's not allowed to kick that goal if someone rushes at him. So they've got a little bit of work to do here, Salisbury North. The coach would have been pretty happy that the siren went. And they got a chance to refocus in that area of the ground. But only 3 goals down, and this will be a high-scoring game, so there's plenty of footy to be played.
Oh, this game, it's going to go right down the wire. Even though it is a game-high margin of 19 points, the second quarter promises to be even better than the first. Filming footy, Adelaide Footy League Division 1, Saturday afternoon. And it's great to be here. Here we go. Footy nearly works out for Banwell. He's back in to try and win it now. He might do just that. He didn't. Ball goes the other way. And it's going to be a free kick there. No, it's going to be a ball up instead. Ball goes back up. Moment of silence here as the ball works its way and is picked up there by Cavallaro. Bouncing ball inside forward 50 for Hay. Hay nearly left it behind. He did leave it behind in the end. Able to get the footy with some reinforcements there. Oh, there was calls for holding the ball.
Yeah, he did dive on that, but maybe a slightly clumsy tackling in his back. Interesting that Hay is not on Pascoe now. They pulled the trigger, and I think it's Jacob Fisher playing on Pascoe. They'll try and get Hay up the field as more of an attacking defender in this quarter.
Well, good luck to Fisher, because it is a job no one wants. Man marking Lockie Pascoe. He's a danger. Speaking of dangers, what are you taking here by Salisbury North? And Costanzo just sends it inside forward 50. Ball at the back. They might be able to work it out here, and they do. There's a kick from Shenton. And he's going to be a ball up.
Guess on that last entry, I'm not sure why Richard has to give that handball. He's a good kick of the ball. Roll and go to your forwards. As soon as you handball from a mark, you invite pressure, and that's exactly what happened on that occasion.
Trying to work his way through there is Russell. He's unable to do so. Then just a snap from the back of the pack. The footy's given back across. On the wing here are Salisbury North trying to work their way forward. There's Harble's kick. Now, the ball inside it got past Richards, and still they fight. It's Pearce who's diving in over the top, unable to do anything with it. Footy emerges. Here they go. Snap on goal. Pretty happy. And that's Johansson again, who's got another.
Yeah, he's dangerous, isn't he? He's probably better on the snap than he is the set shot, actually, Johansson. He's sometimes a little bit scrubby on the set shot, but his snap at goal is elite. He's not going to miss them. He's just got a yard of space, and that's all he needs. Thatcher's trying to wear him like a glove, but he's slippery. Thatcher usually more of a key position type defender, a guy that can play on mediums. But yeah, he's off to a fast start today. Johansson's already had 4 shots on goal. 4-2 already.
I was going to say, he's got the 2 and 2, and that's at the second minute mark of the second quarter here. The margin is back down to just the 13 points. Still plenty of good footy left to be played here. Comes steaming out of the middle, Diz O'Brien. Has that lit a fire in Salisbury North here. Sharp tries to tap it back. Dobie's there. He's got a goal himself as well, and he's tackled by Johansson, and that is...
What's he paid the umpire?
A free kick going the way of Dobie, and it might have been a sling.
I think he's paid a sling. Not sure that was a sling, but much better start to this quarter by Salisbury North. Much better pressure.
Neither of the Salisbury North players, they were quite unhappy with that call. The clearing kick from Thatcher. Picked up though, coming back the other way. Costanzo sends it inside. Footy given across, back towards Costanzo. Costanzo! Misses. And they're just having a little bit of a purple patch here, Salisbury North.
And we said at the break that they might get a little bit of a wake-up call from the coach. First 4 inside 50s all going their way. Salisbury North, you can see the lift, can't you, lock in defensive pressure. Pressure on the ball, wall behind the ball. 4 repeat entries so far, as Glenn's going to go long and strong up the middle of the ground.
Well, when you're under defensive pressure, your best kick can often get you out of it. And it might work out okay, because here comes Cavallaro. He just takes it, puts it inside. Forward 50. It's a kick. Pascoe lost his footing. Fisher 1-0 up in that battle. He's got Hay that quickly arrives. There's a little kick. Might work out okay here for Harble. His ball ended up inside the centre of the ground. There's a good mark taken as well. Backing back nice and quickly. That is Parisi.
Wore a bit of claret in the first quarter with the number change.
Ended up in the 33. Luckily they've got plenty of Guernseys. The ball goes at the back, and that is a great grab as well. Shenton doing what he does best. Kick out towards the outer side. It was 2 sevens that were fighting for it. And that goes back inside Salisbury North, doing what they do best.
Might be Halibut that's first look at the goals today. But again, that's the defensive stuff. Great intercept mark by Shenton, but Salisbury North have cut off the exits. He's gone quickly. The ball's rebounded back in. 6 inside 50s to 1 so far in this quarter. So they've definitely had a wake-up call defensively, setting up much better. And most of your shots on goal come from turnovers, Lockie, so good start here for Salisbury North. This guy's normally a pretty good kick. I don't want to put the commentator's curse on him. About 35, 40 metres out, should kick it through.
Anthony Halibut, and he can kick a good goal. Needs to now. And he's missed. An opportunity goes begging. Margin draws down to 11.
You'll be disappointed with that. You won't get a lot of easy set shots from 35 out directly in front today, will you? Much better setup on the last kick out as well. Saw Glenn go long to Verity, Cavallaro, Crum, they're inside 50. Surprised they don't go back to it straight away, but a nice kick out again from Glenn out to Simon.
And Simon at half-back. It was really electric in the first sort of 5 minutes of the game. Plays his role quite well. Dobie's there. Wants to go back from where the footy came. He does just that. Ball bounces out and it is collected there. Glenn able to turn, fires it back behind him. Coming hard though the other way is Lawler, and that kick's intercepted.
Dodged a bullet there. Could have been another turnover shot on goal. Verity again, playing that role higher up the field. Taking that risky ball again, Golden Grove. Going back to some old habits here for mine. When they go long and strong to their tools, they look good. Taking some risky kicks here at the moment.
There's plenty of direction coming from Golden Grove. Cavallaro just walked up and screamed instructions from the bench. And it is with Xanthopoulos. Then goes towards Verity. Verity down the line, kick towards Pascoe. Here he is, the danger man. And the red flags are absolutely flying here for Salisbury North. O'Brien, he's involved in the defensive effort. Handball works out okay. There was a tackle that was laid, but the kick was unaffected. Up towards half forward here, and Halibut starting to fire back for the Hawks. Inside forward 50. And a good grab, and that is Johansson again. He is absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, great play again by Salisbury North. It all came from the turnover again, and they're so quick to transition. Good play there by Halibut. Took his time. Didn't give a handball to a guy under pressure. Just took that half a step. And yeah, this guy's lining up for his 3rd goal already in this match.
It would be not only his 3rd goal, but his back-to-back goal as well. Because he's just kicked the 2nd. This would drag the margin to under a kick, if you can believe it. It was 19 points at quarter time. It's taken them 7 minutes to wheel it back in the Hawks. Kick is on the way. And it's across the face, so the margin drops to 10. But still they keep pushing. Game high lead was 19 points. Salisbury North haven't led all day. Kick's about to come out of the defensive end here. Ball bounces past everybody to a bit of space. Grabbed here. The Kookaburras need to get it forward. Here he is, Simon. He's been good. Kick towards Pascoe. Was there a free kick? There was. He was nearly decapitated. Of course there was a free kick. And he's got the footy. And this to add some stability here to the Kookaburras flight path.
That's Glenn just having an extra 5-metre penetration on his kick, and certainly a free kick it had to be there. Pascoe's going to duck out the back on those transition kick-ins. Much needed there by Golden Grove. They're under the pump for first 8 minutes of this quarter. Need a settler here from their full forward.
That's what makes them so dangerous. The Kookaburras and Pascoe especially, is he's able to use his speed to get back towards goal. Panics the defender. And absolutely nails the set shot too. So Pascoe, that is goal number 4 for him already. He's having some kind of day out.
Yeah, much needed for his team. They've had 7 inside 50s to 2. It's only their 2nd entry for the quarter. Golden Grove, but certainly a free kick there, fast transition. Again, I'm interested to watch Golden Grove when they don't take the risky balls out of the back half. They look better for mine when they go to a contest. They're able to win that contest. Sometimes they take the risky short pass, that time long. Handball chain, Glenn on his own, Pascoe. We've called that a few times already. Glenn to Pascoe.
And if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I wouldn't hesitate to say it's not going to be the only time we call that today. So the margin goes back out to 16 points.
Big turnaround, wasn't it? Because Johansson could kick the goal. It's going to be almost a level ball game. Golden Grove from the kick out coast to coast.
Back in the centre we go. Salisbury North, pressure back on them again. Costanza knows it and he just gets it forward. And the footy bounces. Collected and trying to come charging through then. Ran out of room though and did hocking. And the ball there is with Pittman. They might work it forward and they do. Kookaburras here in the centre of the ground. Pittman. And it is with Cavallaro, but he's out-muscled in the contest. Well, then fired back. Salisbury North looking to defend. Wagner marks. Wagner finds Costanzo. And Costanzo takes a couple of seconds. Not really sure where he wants to go with the ball. So out towards, and a great mark taken there on the wing. And there is a player coming from the ground. He's in a little bit of pain. The kick from Russo.
Might just have a poke in the eye of the big fella here. Let's hope that he's all right in a minute.
And Robinson walks past us. A little bit blinded. Deacon, meantime, hot spots where he goes. At the back, Halibat's waiting and he's dangerous. He lays a tackle there. And the umpire says that one is going to be a ball up.
Might have a bit of a sore noggin here. That was a pretty fierce contest. Might have been a clash of heads, an accidental clash of heads between those two players.
And a blind rule signal.
Yeah, when you get hit in the beak potentially. Yeah, I think both players, there's a bit of an accidental clash of heads there. So for mine, that's not a high free kick. That's just accidental contact. But yeah, both will probably have a stoppage here for a minute as both players look to exit.
And a couple of trainers coming in.
Let's hope for Golden Grove's sake that he's not a concussion issue here as well. He just looks a fraction groggy, doesn't he? But hopefully it's just a blood rule and he's okay today. We don't take any risks with concussions anymore, do there? So if you're unsure, you don't return to the field. So Golden Grove already one man down. And they like to keep, you notice, Lockie, in front of us, you see they're on ball as Cavallaro, Glenn, Pittman coming to the bench for that quick spell. But if they can't do that, they'll run out of petrol tickets late and they'll have to play forward rather than to the bench. And you can see when the players come back on the field, those guys have that burst of energy, don't they? Glenn comes off, goes back on, and he's got that burst of energy for the next 6 or 7 minutes and he finds the ball. So he's a little bit slow coming off. Hopefully that's not a concussion, just a quick blood rule, patch him up.
Back we go. Almost live as Xanthopoulos just walks himself off. His footy comes down. Costanzo was there, bounced past him. Banwell, mark taken. Banwell, well, he just takes his time. Towards the wing, oh no. That is not one of his best kicks. Wagner ended up with the ball for Salisbury North. Pumps it inside the forward 50. Well done, Simon, was just there. And plugged the hole nicely. Able to take a great mark.
Starting to notice this guy a bit, aren't we? He just takes some really good timely intercept marks. Much needed for his team there. Well done, Simon. He's having a good game today.
You mentioned a great work there for the team. Could he be looking at the Moseley team, man? Of course, and one of our awards we've got part of the stream team. Love all our sponsors. So footy goes inside. We've got the opportunity to reward great plays as well. So ball goes towards the back. Picked up. Here comes Salisbury North. Hard the other way. Fisher. He's got the job on Pascoe. The job I don't think anybody wants. And it's a daring task. Footy goes across. Finds Brown. Brown then goes towards Costanzo. And it's Pearce again. He's got the headgear on. The footy goes inside. Collected there. It almost worked out okay there for the forward, but it didn't quite as. It's collected by Verity. Speaking of forwards. And the link up. Continuing. It's with Dodd. Dodd.
Great kick by Dodd.
Oh, what a kick. Cavallaro got the gift. And he's just going to walk in. Snap on goal. And Golden Grove get another.
Great transition again by Golden Grove. That's champagne footy. But Dodd, he's a guy that I think I mentioned him a couple of weeks ago. He's got a touch of class about him, Dodd, hasn't he? It looked like he was going to go into the pocket to Pascoe, but he just took that extra couple of steps. And I think Pascoe leading up, his opponent had to follow him. And that was a great kick by Dodd inside 50 to Cavallaro. Cavallaro again is having a very good game of football today, getting plenty of possessions around the ball and now on the scoreboard.
So 7-4-46, plays at 3-6-24, a margin then of 22 points, and that is the game high.
They've dodged a bullet, haven't they, Golden Grove? Just the 3 inside 50s, but 2 settling goals. Salisbury North have been dominant, but just the 1 goal so far in the quarter.
Ball goes back in the centre, and that is going to be a free kick.
It's their 3rd centre clearance this quarter, though. They'll look to go long and strong and put the opposition under pressure here. O'Brien. That's gone the short pass. Now they'll look to penetrate from here.
Hocking does just that. Good mark. Turning quickly, probably a little bit outside his range. Good wheel, nice and quickly here, could Costanzo. Decides he's going to go across towards Hocking. They're just looking for that final killer ball inside forward 50. Plenty of options, all of which man marked by Golden Grove. The kick's there. Halabat leading towards it. Knocked away from him. Picked up. Russo gets it towards the outside. And still he might end up with it again here, the big man. He did. O'Brien, they're going up numerically at the minute. Outside is Lawler. Turns, puts it inside forward 50. And that is a good mark taken there. A relieving mark by Thatcher.
Looks like Thatcher's changed his matchup away from Johannesson. Looks much more comfortable playing on the tools.
Thatcher, he can do both though. Think of if you're going for the AFL, think of a Callum Wilkie in terms of can play up, can play down. And that is with Glenn, and then Glenn, dangerous kick. Stokes, it would have been Stokes who was able to intercept. The ball rolls towards the outer side, and that one is going over the line.
And again there, I still think Golden Grove, they look good when Verity comes up and provides that outlet from the kickoffs. Starting to get involved in the game now. He's taken a few marks between the arcs.
Now, Footy about to come back into play. It's with Harville, the coach. And the coach just decides to go towards a couple of his disciples. At the outer side, Dobie. He's trying to dance on the boundary line. Did well, needed some assistance, got it in the end. And then the kick just off a couple of steps. It's a great mark to Glenn, but it might have been front-on contact either way. He wins the footy. Glenn, then onto the wing, over the top of Robinson. And Cavallaro is released again. He's after it. Hayes there, pressurising him. Footy spills loose. Did he infringe him, Hay?
Don't mind that from Hay. That's almost a professional free kick. Try and slow him down, get numbers back.
Might have been a yellow card in soccer. The footy. And Cavallaro goes towards the goal square, but backing back Fisher. He said, no, you're going to have to do better than that if you want to slip one past me. He was playing the goalkeeper role, and he did it to perfection as well.
He's had a great game, Cavallaro, but he'd love to have that kick back. Just got a little bit of a rush of blood there from 55.
Harble. Here they go. Pearce. Back again towards Fensom. And Fensom's kick. Oh, he's there again. Simon, diving mark.
Very well read again by Simon, who's had a great start to this game. I thought Cavallaro was going to get punished. You turn the ball over here at the moment. The ball's going to go coast to coast the other way. Dodged a bullet there. They've held up defensively again really well this quarter. 10 inside 50 Salisbury North, just the 1 goal. So Golden Grove's defence holding up really well.
Little handball given across. Trying to come flying off of half-back. Oh, the Kookaburras, but it's intercepted as well. As Russo just takes a mark. Goes across towards O'Brien. O'Brien on the wing.
At least on that long turnover, Lockie, what they can do, they can still defend. If they turn the ball over from a short pass, it's going to end up on a shot for goal. But on that occasion, it's a long turnover. They've got time to get numbers back, slow them down. The turnover doesn't cost you. Much better game style from Golden Grove. Really impressed with their work so far today.
Hay across the ground. And the kick up the line. Good mark there. Finds O'Brien, and O'Brien in the centre of the ground for Costanzo. Costanzo.
Been very patient, aren't they, Lockie? A lot of short passes. They don't want to blaze away. They want to try and find a short target on every occasion.
Stokes. And the footy ended up there with Salisbury North as the kick comes in from Pearce, and Pearce just off a step. It's a long ball. Players are waiting down. They did okay there. Pittman, he was one of them. Able to get involved in the contest as he does so often. Johansson, he was there thinking about laying the tackle, but he was able to corral it into one of his teammates. And the umpire says we're going to have a ball up.
Dangerous position here again, but again, Salisbury North 11 inside 50. It's just the 1 goal. Need a little bit of reward for effort.
Ball does go up, slap towards goal. And it's a dangerous couple of moments here for Golden Grove. Trying to work it out. They may spill it. And again, everyone just kind of fighting here. Ball's in congestion. Rip back up, snap. It's a high up and under. It's not troubling the scorers. And it's going to be out of bounds on the full. Golden Grove with the footy. Do they look at going inboard? They do. It's a good kick. Dodd at halfback, centre halfback that is. Decides to go out towards the near side. Bouncing ball, collected. All they needed was one bounce. And there he is again. Simon with the footy. Handles it back across. Harble. And there it is with the debutant McDonald. First senior game for Golden Grove. Oh, Banwell. That is unbelievable. And there are calls for Reds already, and it is lit up like a spot fire. And hopefully Banwell's okay in all of this. There's a card coming out.
Let's see what the umpires were. He's just pulled the yellow. I reckon Callum Hayes lucky there. The umpire might have thought about a red. It's just an old school sport, wasn't it? You know, we see the TV. We've heard of ear massages. And that was an ear massage from Callum Hayes. A little bit frustrated. He is the big fella. Could have been a red, but perhaps the right decision. Because if you send the guy off and you're not sure, that can cost the team a game as well, Lockie. So I think the umpire's made the right decision there. If there's something more in it, they'll look at the video during the week. But, yeah, get a little bit frustrated there, Callum. Good to see Banwell up, though, so that probably helps as well.
Banwell, he was marked forward as well, so he's going to have a kick on goal. And he does deliver. So the Wizard's brother produces a little bit of magic himself. And Golden Grove move along to 8-4-52. Salisbury North at 3-6-24.
Good footy by Golden Grove. Again, the transition, Lockie, isn't it? Before we saw the ear massage, it was, again, a great transition of play. And well umpired as well. Yellow card. Here you have a 25-metre penalty. The biggest penalty for Salisbury North is Golden Grove kicking a goal, isn't it? So well umpired, well played by Golden Grove. They've been really sound defensively this quarter. Bit of soccer back in numbers. And then on the counter-attack, they've looked super impressive.
Margin now out to that 22-point margin it should be. Just to double check the score. Footy goes down. He's now at 22 points. Now with Russo. Then into the area. Fuel fly. Halabat was one. Lands on his backside without the footy though. O'Brien walks into the open goal. He was there. That is front and centre footy. And if you're curious as a youngster how to play that role, just have a look at Geordie O'Brien.
Yeah, much needed goal for Salisbury North. Well done. Again, they've got the centre clearance. One area they've done really well this quarter. They've got 4-0 out of the centre. Long and strong to a lot of numbers, but like you said, O'Brien at the bottom of the pack. And a clever dribble goal there in the end. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. Got it under the defenders there. And again, that was much needed for Salisbury North, who, to be honest, have played better this quarter. Golden Grove have got them on the counter-attack. It's 12 inside 50s to 5 for the quarter. So, yeah, interesting quarter of football. Golden Grove counter-attacking and defending. Salisbury North dominant, but just kicking a little inaccurately.
They are. Four-5 plays 8-4. So, Footy works its way forward. It is there with Pittman. Pittman. Then the kick goes inside forward 50. Oh, what a bullet of a pass.
Again, that's Josh Glenn it was. If you give him time and space, good things are going to happen. I think Verity's had a better game today as well. He's come up to the wings to provide an outlet. And that time with the really good contested mark inside 50 deserves a reward here. Don't want to again put the commentator's curse on, but Verity is a very, very neat set shot for goal. Can kick it from 50 quite easily as the big fella comes in.
In comes Verity. And the kick is behind.
You see the penetration he's got on the kick there. He just, like a golfer that can hit it 300 yards, it's just an easy swing. He easily cleared the line from about 52 metres out there.
So 8-5, plays 4-5. Now, there's a margin here of 24 points. That would be the game high. Still, kick goes up the line. It's a big ball. It is going to be Ball back up.
Again, good setup there by Goldgrove. Didn't allow any short passes, forced them long to the contest. Get a stoppage in your front half.
Does go back up, fired. Through hands. Does just work its way forward. It's a little dribbler out the back. They should collect, they do. And just a snap. Off one leg, it works out okay. And this is a good tackle there from McKelvey.
Need to defend here, Salisbury North. They don't want to go in. 4 goals is attainable. 5 goals is a big margin for mine. I know it's only a small thing, Lockie, but they need to defend here. Do not want to concede and try and get one themselves back the other way before half-time.
Absolutely not. Footy collected. It's good work there from Hocking. And it's a long kick. And it opens the door there for the runners. It's a good tackle by Richards. It spills. Halabat from 50. It might still work out. Johansson's there. He's been the shining light up forward. He manages to handle over the top. Halabat's there as well. And he manages to extract and turn and snap and goal. Salisbury North desperately, desperately needed. 5-5-35. Golden Grove 8-5-53.
Yeah, well done to Halibut in the end. It's a contender for a goal of the day. It's really well worked. We said they needed to get one on the turnover, and they did. Johansson got a fortuitous bounce in the forward pocket, didn't he? He just sat up, and he very cleverly protected the ball, managed to get a handball over to the goal square, which set that up. But well done to Halibut. There was, and I think it was Richards as well, whose tackle allowed that one to happen. So good counter-attack goal there by Salisbury North. Much better to be 3 goals down than 5 goals down, Lockie. We might look back on that as a very important goal. Big centre bounce here, a couple of minutes to go.
18 points the difference now, as Adam just said. Stanzo manages to get it out, but it only went as far as the Golden Grove opposition. Deacon, he was tackled. And, Hocking won himself a free kick. And it's on as well, and here we go. It's on, just about 3 or 4 get involved. And it's going to be a free kick there for Hocking. So Hocking wastes no time, finds Harble, and Harble kicks it up the line and finds Macchiano. His kick worked out okay. Stokes inside, over the back, and there's plenty there. Xanthopoulos is first back for Golden Grove, but they tackle over the boundary line, and you feel Salisbury North are just starting to grow in confidence.
Yeah, it was an important goal, and again, on the flip side now, Golden Grove need to defend this stoppage. It won't be long to go in this quarter, and they deserve the lead they've got. They don't want to cough up a late one.
Footy comes back in, plenty circulating around it. It still emerges. Glenn, just a high up and under. There's a couple of grey clouds hanging overhead ominously. Could we end up with rain just to add to the excitement? Oh, it's a big fist. Oh, and is that one a free kick? It is. It's going to end up with Costanzo. Locals aren't happy.
A little bit unlucky there. Might have been incidental ear massage, let's call it.
Sobey, ball bounced past him. And now they should get away here. Down the wing they go. It is with McKelvey. McKelvey, kick towards Verity. Verity's got a one-on-one. Dealing with him nicely is Brown. But Verity might win out. It's now become a 1-on-2. Fempson's there as well. Brown did the tackling, and it is going to be a ball up.
Yeah, as well played by Verity. Ended up with 2 opponents, and he's forced a stoppage. That's a win. And a quick counter-attack again by Golden Grove.
And there it is, half-time. They have been at their brutal best, Golden Grove. They lead this one 8-5-53. Salisbury North still certainly in at 5-5-35. Plenty of exciting footy coming up from Salisbury North between these two great teams in the BTR Activations Division 1.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
New 氷結 Vodka, soda, and frozen natural fruit juice. Hello, yes!
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep. Basically, since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
It's been really good. Like, it's the little things, you know? Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again.
It's usually me. My HECS debt doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
You belong in blue. Apply for a career with South Australia Police.
at Salisbury North, where the score is 5-6-36. The Kookaburras winning this game 8-5-35, a margin of 17 points after it was 19 at quarter time. But we're going to go around the BTR Excavations Division 1 and have a look at the halftime scoreboard. Prince Alfred at 5-5-35. They look like they might be locked in that relegation zone for a little while longer. Glenunga, the other team that were coming into this game, coming into this week on the same amount of wins, 9-6-60.
Yeah, still a bit of time to be played, isn't there? But Glenunga, I tipped them to win a few more games on the run home, lock in, maybe push for the 5. Off to a good start there at Park 9.
Yeah, absolutely. Ross Trevor, 12-6-78, plays Payneham Norwood Union 4-3-27. The Falcons potentially getting taught a little bit of a lesson at the minute.
Yeah, they'll be pretty disappointed. Any Payneham fans seeing that scoreboard, they'll be dreadfully disappointed. Give up 78 points to Ross Trevor, who's struggled to score a bit in the last few weeks, actually, Ross Trevor, but 78 points to half-time. Payneham, he just dug themselves out of a little bit of a hole with 3 wins on the trot. Not looking good at 51 points down at half-time.
St. Peter's 6-6-42, Port District 5-4-34, an 8-point ball game there. St. Peter's, they lead this one. I think both me and Tommy on Between the Posts should check that out, by the way, if you haven't. I think we both tipped a St. Peter's win there. I hope we did at least, or we may potentially tip Porties, but how do you see that one?
Yeah, Port District will still come back. It'll be a good game of footy. Top 2 teams on the ladder going at it. And top spot on the line as well. If you want to finish top, it's a pretty easy path to the grand final, isn't it, Lockie? So St. Peter's on a roll, 8 points. Could go either way.
We'll skip our game for now because there's a very interesting game down the bottom. 7-2-44 plays 6-8-44. Broadview Tigers, the 10th place Broadview Tigers, taking on the second place Sacred Heart, and they have a ball game, a draw at halftime.
Yeah, went on to Broadview. They're just hanging in there, just having a crack, aren't they? But we saw Broadview last week, Lockie, really did fall away after half-time, didn't they? So Sacred Heart may have dodged a bullet and will go on to a comfortable victory, but who knows? Broadview can just kick accurately in that third quarter and keep it interesting. We'll keep an eye on those scores as we're back here. Note that Golden Grove didn't elect to go inside. It's about a 3K walk to their change room, so maybe they just decided to stay put. Let the players rest. By the time you get in, you've got to come back out. So that would have been a pre-match strategy for them to stay out. I've been most impressed with Golden Grove today, Lockie. They deserve the lead they got and potentially could be another goal up. Salisbury North did play better in that second quarter, though. They just didn't put it on the scoreboard, so 3 goals each in the second quarter. Salisbury North had a lot of inside 50s, and that's what's impressed me with Golden Grove today is I haven't always been impressed with the way they defend, but today I have been. I think they've defended behind the ball really well. I think they've pressed up the ground when they've had to and cut off short passes, and of course looked dangerous on counter-attack going inside 50. So it's been a pretty complete first half for Golden Grove, but they're only 17 points up, and we've seen Salisbury North in this position. I reckon we saw them in this position in round 1, and they were able to come back and only lose by 4 points. So a long way to go in this game, but Golden Grove deserve the lead they've got at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a look at the multiple goal kickers for De Pasco. I was inside at the President's Luncheon having a bit of a conversation. I did also find out, by the way, the player that went down in Hillcoat heard his knee go snap. They believe that is an ACL joint. Obviously, they'll know more when they have scans. But if it is an ACL joint, that's a 12-month recovery at least, and that would see him out till the middle of next season. So hopefully it's not that. But he did hear his knee go snap. Disappointing news.
Hopefully it's not that. They're crazy, those ACLs, aren't they? Like, you could see he was in a little bit of pain, but he was more disappointed than pain, wasn't it? You see some of those ACL injuries, an incredible amount of pain for the players, and then sometimes it's just, I know what I've done, and it's just more frustration, and the pain's not quite there. It's a weird injury. It's the worst injury in football for mine. We've seen players come back from broken legs quicker than ACLs, which is it's a sad part of the ACL injury, 12 months on the sidelines. Let's hope it's not that and something else.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because an ACL joint, you see it a little bit with, I think, AFL players and probably anyone that does one. What you see is that for the first day afterwards, they're able to just kind of walk around normally as if they hadn't done the injury, and it's kind of in that 3-4 day period afterwards where it starts to show that they actually have an injury there. When you see an AC joint, when you hear an AC joint crack, you know what you've done.
Yeah, let's hope it's not that. Hopefully, even a posterior cruciate is, sort of a 2 or 3 month injury, not a 12-month injury. But yeah, bad luck for that player. Let's hope he can come back soon.
Yeah. So that, of course, would be Connor Hillcoat that would end up on the sideline for a while. He was wearing the number 20. He certainly.
So will that be a factor late in the game as well? Like, they were man down very early in the game. Like I said, I've noted that the on-ball is still coming to the bench for a rest. And when they come back on, they look incredibly fresh and damaging. But if they can't get that rest, it'll be interesting to see. So I think Salisbury North are just hanging in there. It's a dangerous lead for Golden Grove as well as they played. They'd want this margin or even a little bit more at three-quarter time for mine, because if Salisbury North are close at three-quarter time, I think they can run over the top.
Yeah, and as you can see, both teams now getting ready for this one. This is going to be a massive, massive final couple of quarters. This game by no means is done. A player down, I think, will be an impact late. Obviously, it means you can only rest 3. Obviously, each team starts with 4. You can only rest 3 if there's an injury. And there's players coming hobbling to the bench at the minute, not moving as free as he would like. That's interesting. As back, we have a look here at Salisbury North putting all in, really, is what that means. They're ready to go. They look ready here. Salisbury North, they've got to probably they'd want to be a goal closer than where they are currently, you would think.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, if Salisbury North, they just win the quarter by a goal and they've got a 2-goal margin at three-quarter time, they'll almost be favourites. I think Golden Grove really need to push on in this quarter, maybe get that 5-goal lead, which they've deserved at times, but Salisbury North have just hung around. Much better second quarter by them, much better defensively. It's been an entertaining game, hasn't it? Which we thought it might be. There's plenty of good passages of play, plenty of good defensive pressure, the odd little skirmish. Lockie, it's been entertaining.
Well, they call it the Premiership quarter for a reason, and it very well might decide who wins this game of football. It really is a 4-point game. Both teams next to each other basically on the ladder. Salisbury North 4th, haven't won a game since the bye. They desperately need 2 points. Golden Grove in 5th. They would like to leapfrog Salisbury North, and the only way they're going to be able to do that is if they beat them. It is potentially a preview we might see in a final. And it is back underway in the third quarter. Here we go. It's with Glenn, as Glenn just goes waltzing out of the centre. Sends it inside forward 50. But Macchiano able to take a mark. And turns. Might have a look. Now, I have been told by Salisbury North, if they do win, they would like to see me in the ice baths after the game. I don't think that's going to happen. As Adam has a bit of a look. If it does, though, that'll end up on the socials, no doubt at all. Filming, you can have a look at the Adelaide Footy League socials whenever you see fit. As the footy goes steaming inside forward 50, and it's a great grab there by Sharp. He's been quiet today, Sharp. But if they're to get back in this game, he'd love to get involved in the action, you'd think.
And it was Deacon that passed it into him as well. He, for mine's been a little bit quiet as well. Deacon's made such a grand entrance into the competition early in the season. A little bit quiet in the first half, but he's a player that can certainly impact. Good transition. Again, we've seen both teams able to go from defensive 50 to shot on goal very easily at times today.
Yeah, potentially Deacon. He might have wasted all his energy cleaning the club rooms before the game. As Sharp steps in, and it looks on its way. Goal umpire, what's the signal? Sharp's pretty happy with it. Who cares what the signal is? He's got one, does Matty Sharp.
Yeah, really good shot for goal. Far out wide. Looked pretty happy with it off the boot as well, didn't he? He's only just inside 50 out in the boundary line. Struck it purely. And again, a little bit of an easy transition there. So Golden Grove need to be worried. Like I said, they played a really good first half, but they just had that little sneaky, dangerous lead. And now it's only 11 points the difference.
Margin back to 13. We are less than 60 seconds into this third quarter. And the margin at 13 in the third. Game high is, of course, out at 22. Was that in the 22nd minute and 33 mark? Footy ends up being tossed back aloft. Ball towards Glenn. Deacon rolled past him, so Cavallaro was able to do what Glenn and Deacon weren't able and track the footy. Glenn then sends it inside forward 50 here for Golden Grove. Banwell at the top of 50. He grabs it to Dodd. Dodd! Vacant goal square! Across the face. And it just didn't bounce through the right side there. So 5-6 plays 8-6, a margin now of 2 goals.
And again, Josh Glenn against Deacon at the centre bounce. Deacon did get a little bit of an unlucky bounce, but Josh Glenn's had the first 2 centre clearances himself. Deacon here takes the uncontested mark. Interesting one-on-one battle that is, Glenn v Deacon.
The line it goes. Footy then should be collected and is fired back through. They start to dance around with it. Across the ground, and that is a great grab there. As goes up the line, it's a should have been a mark there for Dodd, but it just spoiled at the last second. And there's a hand pass. As off a step, it goes inside there from Ingram. Ball bounces towards Pascoe. He's a danger man, and there's a good tackle as well.
I've liked the change Salisbury North made, putting Fisher onto Pascoe. As much as I rate Callum Hayes, a fantastic play. He was very offensive, wasn't he? And Pascoe was getting out the back on him at times, whereas Fisher's just there to lock him down.
Pascoe, has a tackle late, and I did ask about that. The decision was that Callum Hay likes to run off, and you probably can't leave Pascoe one out. He leads back towards goal. So, ball's picked up, back of the pack, fired forward there from Brown. Brown, as the footy gets punched forward. Oh, big collision there. Both players came out okay. As it rolls. Picked up there, Wagner. Wagner off of half back. Xanthopoulos was standing 15 metres and just that away. As he's got the ball now. Turns it back across. As the ball goes inside there from Shenton. It went through Verity's hands. Now it's picked up. Cavallaro turning, twisting. Goal square. Glenn was there. And it's over the face. And he's behind.
See Callum Hay ready to enter back in the field after his little 10-minute sin bin. Not too much damage done in that time. He'll be fresh and raring to go.
Even 2 goals the difference. 6-6 plays 8-6. As ball is now at half back, and that has gone over the head of everybody. Rolling there and picked up by Deacon. He was on the outer side. Fempson did well to spin through. Costanzo, here they go. Salisbury North charging inside forward 50. He's got Sharp leading at him. He's ignored. Does Costanzo go himself? Doesn't. It's Johannesson. It's with Pearce. It's over. Sorry, that would have been Parisi if he was able to grab that.
Just did well there, Golden Grove. Costanzo's the type of player you don't want to give time and space to and normally find a teammate who was forced to kick long and the ball sat up on Johansson, who's not a tall man. That's a very difficult one. He would prefer the ball out in the grass, out in front of him. But a good transition to play again by Salisbury North.
Footy comes back in. Tap back down. Cleared forward. Rolling as Glenn. He's able to pick it up. Handballs backwards. Shenton bursts through as the former Saint. And from the pain of his defensive 50, sends it up towards the wing. It's a little soccer along the ground. It is going to be a free kick here. And that is going to be in the hands there of Collins.
Did well there, Collins, against 2. Forced the umpire to pay the free kick.
5 minutes into this third quarter. Collins with the ball. From the true centre of the wing. Sends it up towards the 50. It was a bit of a high flyer. And speaking of high flyers, Russo was able to take a great grab.
He's taking a lot of good contested marks. So he just goes under the radar a little bit, Russo. Russo, what he happened to be called. But he's a really good contested mark. He's solid around the ball in the ruck contest, but he's a really good mark around the ground for his team.
Down the line, they go again. Big pack forms. It was the 2 big tall men there in Russo and with Robinson as well. But it's picked up there by Glenn as Glenn turns and gets it inside forward 50. Verity.
He'll have a shot here, Verity. He is very capable from this position. Again, we've said it plenty of times today. Josh Glenn with the football, finding a target inside 50.
It's backing back here is Verity. And Simon comes for a rest. Taking his place there is Schwert. Came in thinking he'd be wearing the number 2. Instead he's wearing the 12, which is of course the Clash jumpers. Throwing a few headaches around for Golden Grove. Verity steps in from 50. Kick looks pretty good. It's across the face. It's a mark taken defensively. No score there.
Again, Russo taking a really timely mark for his team.
Wagner. Diving mark. Just has a couple of options. Decides to go backwards. Mark taking it full back. It's a bit of a run around from the player there that's going to end up with the footy. Play on was the call. And no one really wants to go towards the coach in Harble. So now it is.
They won't mind this Golden Grove, this slow, methodical build-up. These are the ones they want to turn over. They force a risky ball, but it's a good kick on this occasion. That man again, Russo, taking plenty of marks today.
So Russo out towards, and it's going to be in the back as a free kick. As we have a shot here at the bench. 2 players waiting to get back into the action. One of them is Johansson, he's been really, really dangerous. Now inside goes Deacon. Oh, it was a dangerous kick. Oh, there's a great tackle. Almost looked like a little bit of an NRL scrum there. As the ball gets forward there, Stokes, inside forward 50 goes the footy. It's a bouncer. Bit of a chaos ball. Might work out okay here. Chasing back. Well done to the debutant there. Able to get just a foot through it. Now towards Glenn, and Glenn might be anything but a debutant. As up the line it goes. Big fist came away. And Cavallari, he's been so good today. And here we go, inside Collins. From 50. Had a bit of a shot. Getting back. And that was a very, very easy mark. Uncontested there at the back for Salisbury North. Wagner.
Yeah, there'll be a good teaching point in the video this week for Collins. Just have a little bit of composure there with the football. Young player, he'll do better next time.
Ball now in a little bit of dispute. Very quickly ended by Harble. As Harble's kick doesn't quite work out. Shenton's there. Hand passed. Dodd. Kick towards Banwell.
So that's who Collins should go stand next to at training is Dodd. He's got the composure when he's got the ball just outside 50, hasn't he? Beautifully lowered the vision there. And Banwell, good to see he got up from that ear massage.
He did
just
a couple plays.
Need a settler here, Golden Grove. Just want to maintain this buffer.
Banwell steps in. What does he do? What can he do? To extend the margin back to 18. They desperately need it. Kick is on its way. There's goals. Then Banwell's got another. 2 for him on the day. A crucial 2 in the third quarter here. As we move out towards the 10-minute mark. 9.5 minutes gone here. Kieran Hayuketsu scoreboard. And that was vital.
Yeah, it's a nice set shot for goal, but it's all set up by Dodd. That's a beautiful lowering the vision and a beautiful pass inside 50. Those players that can just take that extra little bit of pressure that's coming their way and make sure that their team gets it next. Been impressed with Dodd. He's not a high disposal winner, but he's very efficient and very classy when he gets the ball, and he set up a goal for Banwell there as the ladies are enjoying the match.
Of course, Ladies' Day here at Salisbury North, so it's good to see as well. Each club has a couple, I think, a season. We were there for Rocks, we were there for Paynham's, been there for a bunch, both this season and in seasons past in the BTR excavations. Always a great day. Footy is held up in the centre of the ground. It's going to be a ball up there from the stoppage. And desperation now starts to creep in here for Salisbury North. They'd like the next one, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would, but they won't panic. Like I said, if they're in striking distance at three-quarter time, we'll have a game here.
Absolutely, we will, of course. If you just missed the news. Oh, what a kick out of the centre that was. Cavallaro just swung his leg through it. Brown cut it off. And I was going to say, if you missed the news, Connor Hillcoat, potentially an ACL, he is done. And he is out for at least today at the minute. Of course, scans during the week will tell us more. But that'll be, you'd imagine, a lengthy period on the sideline. If it is an ACL, it's at least 12 months. Footy down the line. And that is a great grab. Russo backs back pretty quickly.
Such a good target again, Russo. He's taken 3 or 4 marks this quarter. Not sure about the kick, though.
O'Brien was clever enough to make it work. Hay came running through as well. But with Costanzo. Costanzo back towards Hay. A couple of them fighting over it. Boys make a decision. Pearce was there too. It's now with Hay. He picks it up. And he's got just a sea of kookaburras around him. Good luck trying to fight your way out of that one as the big man's taken down.
Yeah, messy play, but they have got the ball inside 50 just here again. So both teams able to get the ball from the defensive 50 to their attacking end relatively unchecked.
Ball goes up. And that is going to be a ball up. No one doing anything much there. Plenty of conversations going on. As the ball gets tapped down, it's a kick that's coming out towards Wagner. Oh no, through it goes. And now Golden Grove able to launch off half back. Harble kicks it in towards the 50 line. Still it works. Banwell, little soccer forward. Verity was there. Just anywhere will do for the Salisbury North defence. They're standing strong at the minute. Handball off. It was with Harble. Luke Variety. Wagner linking up through hands, and then Pearce on the wing. He's got it. He turns. And there it is with Richards. And the call is for Dobie to go with him. Oh, he did well, did Richard. He still stands strong in that tackle. He's got to get it off. He does. He's holding the ball. And Dobie lets him know all about it.
And we'll get a 25. That was That looked an interesting one, but that's tremendous strength by Dobie not to let the Guernsey go. Richards would have thought he was clear, but he just didn't let the Guernsey go. It was the right decision by the umpire. Well done to Dobie. That's a great defensive act for his team. Saved a certain goal.
Here we go. It's all just kind of kicking off. You can just feel there's a northern rivalry brewing in the BTR Excavations Division 1. If you weren't aware already, these two teams very, very quickly becoming my favourite rivalry in the competition.
There's a bit of spice in this game now. Both teams, very important game for both teams, especially with Ross Trevor on top of the other venue too. The loser of this game will be outside the 5. Still with 8 games to play though, so no panic. Both teams have tough games coming up as well.
Yeah, this isn't do or die. We might get a do or die for finals come the end of the year if things keep going the way they're going and these guys keep trading blows. There's at the back, Dobie was there. I'm going to give a little hand pass off. And it is now with Collins. Collins, little flick on. Starting to link up. And calls of middle. Harbour was there. It's a ball inside. Kick off a step there from Verity. Glenn's there. Chasing back Banwell. His little hand pass. Collins, the impossible. And that's how it stays.
He'll be disappointed there, Josh Glenn. He's been brilliant all day. Just spilt the pass there. Would have had a shot on goal. He's just resting forward at the moment rather than coming to the bench, which I like that because he's such a dangerous forward. First mistake for the day for Josh Glenn.
Footy now. About to come back in. Marciano. Flicks it across. There's going to be a hand pass here. Johansson, he's a long way from where he likes being. Footy towards the outside. And that is intercepted. Well done. Great mark. Backing back nicely with Schwert. Schwert in no rush. Midway through the third quarter. And no one in any real rush to move the footy. They do go inboard now eventually though, Golden Grove. Dobie had Simon run past, but he was not looking for the footy at all there. Shenton towards the wing. And he does find his player in Harble. And Harble. Oh, great mark taken. Bit of a roly-poly there from Thatcher. Harble slips over in front of him. And he was in front of... Oh, and Hay was absolutely talking to the candy man there. That was a brilliant sell. There's a half-back. Marciano. And there's a big, big fist coming in as well.
I feel like it's a little important time of this match now, Lockie, isn't it? If Golden Grove can get the next goal, it's just that nice buffer. But like I said, if Salisbury North are within a goal or two at three-quarter time, I think they'll almost be favourites to overrun them. So it's a real good arm wrestle here. Both teams going coast to coast, but just 1 goal each so far.
Agreed. And I don't know if the umpire does any sport himself, but high jump might be something he wants to get involved with. Clearing the bar nice and easy there. As towards the line it goes. And he's going to get involved again.
Such a wide oval here. We haven't had a lot of boundary throw-ins today, have we? We've had a lot of play through the corridors, a lot of kick and catch football. A couple of boundary throw-ins here. 15
minutes in the third, nearly 16. Footy comes down. Gets it to the back then, does Pittman. Who's picked up there by Harble, and Harble looks, goes towards a leading forward in Glenn. Glenn traps it at the top of 50. He turns and gets it forward for Pascoe. Still they work. Verity, something out of nothing for the Kookaburras. And that is a crucial, crucial goal, you feel.
He deserves that, Verity. I think he's played better today. He's had some games where he hasn't been involved as much as I would like to have seen him get involved. But today I think he's presented really up high to the wings, given his team a really good outlet. He's been running up and down between the forward 50s. He's had a couple of long shots for goal, but then that time the left foot snapped from the crumb. So I think it's a deserved goal for Verity. I think he's had a better game today, and well done to him. He's if he's involved, with Pascoe being dangerous, pretty hard to stop, isn't it? We said it was an arm wrestle, didn't we, Lockie? 4-goal buffer now, so Golden Grove just winning that little arm wrestle at the moment. You speak about the next, I think Salisbury North would like that one now, wouldn't they?
They need that one now. Game high 25 points. That's on the Kieran Hayoketsu scoreboard as the footy gets worked forward from Collins. And there's Stokes. Needs something. They need to stoke a flame. As the footy goes inside forward 50 here for Salisbury North. Richard picks it up. Snap towards goal, but that's not challenging the scorers.
Bit unlucky there, maybe not to get a push in the back as he kicked it. Often when guys kick it, you're allowed to push them in the back. It's a weird part of our game, isn't it? Try to explain that to someone Who's never watched the game before, when you see a little ticky-touch push paid in the ruck, he had a big push in the back as he's kicked it there.
Well, this is a good game to start with if you're just tuning in. You're thinking, what is Australian rules football? It's not a bad example being played right in front of you. Across the screens of filming footy as that one goes over. Thrown back by a spectator. Big smile on her face. We love to see it. Everyone's very happy down here.
Again, really good crowd here for local football in June. A lot of cars, a lot of people.
Footy comes back in. All tapped down. So they try and work their way forward. Pittman, head over it. He's wrapped up. And that might have been a free
paid a
kick.
bit of a sling tackle there. It's an interesting one. There is a little sling there, a little bit of a dumping, but there's no injury. Pittman would have enjoyed that, but the umpires are told to pay them.
And the rule book did not, and that's how Pittman ended up with the footy.
What they want is the players to wrap and drop to the ground there, not sling the player to the ground. So Glenn on the lead up with another disposal.
Glenn and towards another target there in Dobie. And Dobie up the line.
Need to defend here, don't they, Salisbury North? They do not want to get the next goal against. Need to defend grimly here and get on the counter-attack. Because Verity.
Well, Verity's got it. He tries to give the hand pass off. It was Collins. It was caught in a tight spot, but as the footy goes inside, it's collected there. Costanzo has to give the footy across. There's Marciano, just sends it up, high and under, waiting like a receiver in the NFL.
That's a good mark in the end. Not easy to catch a ball like that in your hands. Did that really well. As again, they're going to attack Golden Grove. They've had 12 inside 50s to 5 this quarter. Just the 2 goals to 1.
The kick came from Dodd, inside forward 50. And there's a great mark taken as well.
This guy's taken some tremendous marks behind the ball. They're in a lot of trouble if he's not out there. Russo's had a great quarter and a better disposal on that occasion as well.
Now, towards the pocket they go. Thatcher. Oh, as that one goes nearly over, but not quite, and that one is going to be thrown back in.
No, he's paid a late chop of the arm there.
It's a free kick there for a chop of the arms. And Hayes' kick. Now goes up Deacon, great grab. Gives it across to the runners. And here they go, steaming inside forward 50. It's with Richard. He's unable to trap it. Paddled forward. Halibat's there. He's got Simon for company. Still, Halibat and Simon fight on as the cavalry arrive for both teams, and it's going to be a ball up. 2-on-2 quickly became a 3-on-3.
He's done really well, Simon. Halibat, he's had one good moment in the second quarter, hasn't he? But he's been relatively quiet. I think Simon's done a really good job on him.
Yeah, it's a hard job. Most dangerous forward at Salisbury North in terms of goal contributions and goals kicked as well. So that one, it could have been a free kick. It was a free kick. It was holding the ball was the call.
Just as we say it, Halibat's got himself involved with a really good tackle, so nothing Simon can do about that one. But well done by Halibat. Sometimes you're having a quiet day as a forward and the ball's not being kicked to you or it's just not going your way. You get yourself involved with a really good tackle. So see if he can nail the set shot here. Crucial time for his team.
Be interesting to see what he's able to do. So he's already got one. He'd love a second. You feel the time is now. Kick is on its way. It's across the face.
Yeah, you'll be disappointed with that. Like I said, it was a great tackle. Well done by the forward, putting the pressure on, but unable to kick the set shot. 4-goal game. Let's see Golden Grove go long and strong here to Verity. Get some numbers. Don't want to concede. Going for a risky pass here. They're in control of this match at the moment.
Well, they go towards Simon, and he was kind of in between 2 forwards there for Salisbury North, and then he decided to go back. So a little bit of pass to parcel. Probably too late to hang on for 3/4 time. Probably at 6 or 7 minutes away. So they will go eventually, and that is what they do. It was a brilliant lead from Robinson, and it was absolutely rewarded. Pearce had to fly, and he was never, ever going to win that.
Yeah, well done by Robinson. Doesn't usually provide an outlet for his team, doesn't he? But a beautiful lead up and a beautiful kick on that occasion. Just what Golden Grove needed. Didn't want to take a risky ball. Up the line now.
Robinson, high footy, plenty fly over the line. It's been a interesting game of football. Caught in a very interesting position at the minute, where you feel the next goal, if it goes the way of Golden Grove, they'll win the game.
Something's happened off the ball here. Not sure what it was.
Either way, Collins ends up with the ball, so it's a silly, silly situation they find themselves in. Golden Grove at half forward. And it's play on. McKelvey tried to just go. It's going to be with Dobie.
Not paid the advantage. Got to bring it back.
that's landed on a car. That's always good fun. Won't even count for anything. And McKelvey and O'Brien.
They don't want to lose it here, Salisbury North. Like I said, they concede the next, they'll be in a little bit of trouble.
Certainly they will. Footy's ended up.
Has he paid a down? Yeah. Not sure what the umpire's paid. It is a 25-metre penalty from the original free kick, I think. It's not a downfield free. So a little bit going on here. Like I said, is it McKelvey?
It is with McKelvey there. So yet to trouble the scorers today.
So he needs to make the opposition pay here. A little bit of undiscipline from Salisbury North. Nothing too serious or malicious, but giving away just a couple of free kicks. There was a stoppage here. They gave away the free kick, and now they're inside 50 having a shot on goal.
So McKelvey steps in and kicks. Very, very true. That is a big, big moment in this game. 23 minutes gone in the third, and you feel like that might just be the one that breaks the Camel's back.
Yeah, it's an important goal. 5 goals is a pretty significant margin, isn't it? When it's 3, you're in touch. When it's 5, you've got to kick the next 6 to get in front, Lockie, so it's a long way back, isn't it? Especially against a team like Golden Grove, who even when they're getting outplayed, they can kick 2 or 3 goals in a quarter, can't they? So even in that second quarter they were outplayed, they were able to kick 3 goals each. So, yeah, they're in a tough position now, Salisbury North. 5-goal margin. As we see the umpire again, we've got a little bit of blood, unfortunately, for Pittman.
So Pittman comes off.
Can't really see where the blood is. He's right in front of us here. Not all that significant. It's on the elbow. The little bit of blood on the elbow. Well, that's frustrating, isn't it? Might have told the umpire that was a bit of mud.
Yeah, it's mud, I swear. But no, back to the centre we go. Ball goes up. And that is going to be a free kick there going the way of Salisbury North.
Not what Golden Grove would like. I know they've got a good margin here, but just a little soft centre clearance.
So margin there of 5 goals as we get play started again. Ball goes up for Salisbury North. It's a good grab. Pearce rolls around, sends it in towards the 50. It's a ball that's going to sit. Johansson, he got the impossible. And that excites a little bit there as the margin goes from 30 back down to 24. They desperately needed that. Have a look at this.
Yeah, I'd like to see a replay of that. We haven't spotted him for a while, Johansson, have we? He was so dangerous in that first half. Ball just got over the back. They'll be disappointed they didn't rush that through Golden Grove. So, yeah, disappointing for Golden Grove. They get that 5-goal buffer. They concede a soft centre bounce clearance, and they don't clear the ball on the goal line through for a behind. So, I'll be disappointed with that. Still in a commanding position, but 4 goals. Salisbury North not going away.
Yeah, Johansson ends up with his third of the game in the third quarter. And that was a crucial, crucial moment. Margin back to 24. Can they get another before the 3/4 time siren? If they get that, you feel like they're still in with a chance.
Yeah, 3 goals. Salisbury North can get you 5 goals. They won't. So it's a big 2 minutes here.
Ball goes down, and that is going to work its way out. It's a good tackle on Pearce, and he's stopped. Umpire says, "I'll have it back, gentlemen. Let's work this out." Ball's thrown back aloft. Punch forward. O'Brien, he was on the move. He didn't grab the football, though. And there he is, the debutant, McDonald. Just sends it inside forward 50. Is that a crucial moment? Pass goes there. Fenson had to go. He's still got the footy. Able to flick it back as they start to work it round. Collected there by Brown. And they do. Salisbury North able to respond. O'Brien, that kick was a little bit of a worm burner. And now it's with Hay. And Hay. Did it end up inside? It didn't. It is now with Glenn as Glenn unloads from 50. Is it there? It's on the line. It's still in. Pascoe. Well, no.
He'll be disappointed there, Verity. He had the run from the side and the hands on the ball. Could have taken the mark on the goal line. And then Pascoe with the soccer strike. Just didn't quite flush the right part of his foot out of bounds on the full. Salisbury North dodge another bullet. Big minute here for Golden Grove, though, Lockie. They want to defend and lock this ball in. Like I said, that 4-goal margin looks good, but a 3-goal margin will just give Salisbury North a lift. So it's a big minute here for Golden Grove. Need to defend grimly.
Absolutely it is. We have had quarters that have gone for about that 28-minute mark. So can Salisbury North find another goal and really give us a tight arm wrestle? Margin, of course, is at 24 at the minute. Umpire Warms the throwing end up and throws it back into play. Ball tapped down. O'Brien was the player who met it. Hay, down the line. And that one is out. And there it is, three-quarter time, 7-7-49. Golden Grove, 11-7-73, a margin of 24 points. Plenty of good footy coming back, though, on the other side of this break. Can Salisbury North mount a challenge, or will Golden Grove win out? You'll have to stay tuned to find out.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
New 氷結 Vodka, soda, and frozen natural fruit juice. Hello, yes.
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep, basically since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
It's been really good. Like, it's the little things, you know? Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again.
It's usually me. My HECS debt doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
You belong in blue. Apply for a career with South Australia Police.
Here we are back at Salisbury North Oval. It is a margin of 24 points at three-quarter time, and it is absolutely paramount here for both teams to walk away with a win, but it is Golden Grove in pole position. We can see there the coach going through the instructions. What are they going to do? How do they make sure they see out this last 30-ish minutes of football? There you go. The scores popped up now, 7-7-49. Golden Grove 11-7-73, and it is going to be a frantic last quarter of football. Salisbury North have not led all day. They've been as close as 1 point multiple times. And there it is. That is the breaking news from down here. Hillcoat standing there, blue tape around his knee. Fears is that he has done his ACL. And it is a real drama there. He's got the crutches on. And that will be an absolute disaster. Apparently, if you ask some, he heard it snap when the tackle went through. It was in the first quarter that he came from the ground. We have not seen him since. But back with Salisbury North as well, as they take their time. They make their options. They take an opportunity to make sure that they are in the best position to win this game. Plenty riding on it for both teams. Have a look at this. Steely determination, the address, making sure everyone hears the coach's message one final time. We've got to be absolutely brilliant here, boys, to get over the line. Golden Grove will feel like they're halfway there. They'll feel like they're one hand, or they've got 1 point out of the two already. But to win, they've got to make sure they keep both. They've got to make sure they keep their lead. They've got to make sure they get both points back up the highway here. And Salisbury North, well, they will feel that they have been playing some brilliant footy. Adam Jeffrey's about to join me back in the commentary box. Adam, what would your two addresses be for those two teams?
They can ride a little bit of momentum. If I'm Golden Grove, just keep playing the way I'm playing. because if they kick 2 or 3 goals, they'll win this game. So if they kick 3, Salisbury North will have to kick probably 8 goals in the last. They kicked 7 in 3 quarters, so can't see it, can we? But strange things have happened. Salisbury North get the first, anything can happen.
Of course, Golden Grove by 19 at the first break. It was Golden Grove by 17 at halftime. Golden Grove by 24 right now at 3-quarter time. Could they do it, Salisbury North? They've done some incredible things this season. They are playing some great footy, but this would be something unbelievable as Hillcoat comes from the ground. His day done early. Will it come back to bite Golden Grove? Potentially there is the opportunity for them to run out of steam.
Yeah, potentially. Like I said, if Salisbury North kick the first, anything can happen. But like I said, Golden Grove, they're a hard team to keep scoreless, aren't they? So, like I said, if Golden Grove kick 2 goals this quarter, Salisbury North have got to kick at least 7.
And that's what it would require as well. It would require them being scoreless. It's not going to be a game where, where Salisbury North are going to allow a couple of goals at one end and then run over the top and kick 6. It's going to have to be a game of footy where they do hang on.
Yeah, they've kicked 2, 3 and 2 goals in each quarter. And then to kick 7 or 8 in the last is a tall order. But we've said it a few times today. Strange things happen in the Adelaide Footy League. See how we go.
It was 3 goals to 2 in that third quarter as we go again. That is going to be a free kick in the centre. Golden Grove started off the way they need to. Glenn. He goes towards the near side here. Good mark taken. McKelvey. He's got himself a goal on the scoreboard as well in that third quarter. Struck it at the 21st minute mark. Verity, speaking of goals, misses.
Like I said, he's played better today for mine, Verity. He's kicked 1 goal 3 though, I think. If he had 3-1, he'd be much happier. But yeah, providing a good target up the field for his team. Much better game from Verity today for mine.
25 points. That is the margin. Salisbury North simply must get the first. And then who knows? Brown gets a handball across. He is now with Lawler. Lawler steaming out of defence for Salisbury North. Bouncing footy. Pierce. No. Kick just didn't quite work out. It's going to be thrown back in though.
Must have got a touch on it, not the last disposal free kick.
Ball comes back in. There it is. Russo taps it down, and that one is going through and out. No one able to quite get there.
So it's important 5 minutes for Golden Grove. What they want to do, Lockie, is not allow any momentum. So they're happy with some stoppages. Stoppages stop momentum. So the more stoppages they can have in this first 5 minutes, just stop any Salisbury North momentum, slow the game down. Salisbury North won a fast game, but they've won the ball here.
Here it goes, inside forward 50, 1-on-1. And again, players arrive from everywhere. It's going to be balled up though. Schwert throws it back to the umpire.
I like the move of Deacon going as a deep forward now. He's had a little bit of a quieter day, playing as an on-baller at times. If he can have a big last quarter, anything can happen.
Shenton off a step. Hay through his hands. It's going to be picked up. Stokes gets a footy. Lawson, it's just ended up. Going to be thrown back in. Lawler was the last player to get a touch on that.
Yeah, good pressure by Cavallaro.
Ball. Twirled back into the action from the boundary umpire. Tap back down. Here we go. O'Brien. O'Brien sends it inside. Sharp. A long way from home. Around about that 50. Could he do it? Does he have the distance?
Potentially, he's not all that confident. He's got to kick it from outside 50. Great play by O'Brien. It's a little bit easy out the stoppage. You'd love to see a body goal side on that man because he is capable of lacing out the forwards, given a bit of time and space. As he's launching it from 51 to the top of the square.
That's where it goes, and they find a player. They find a loose player in Costanzo.
Yeah, good football. We mention it most weeks. Some players get a little bit excited when they're on the 50-metre line and know they can't make the distance. Kick the ball to the goal line. It's rushed through that time. He's taken his time. Costanzo's been a solid player today. Fat side lead. Set shot from about 40.
Hasn't ended up on the scoreboard as of yet. Costanzo needs to go back the other side of the post. It just didn't there. And Salisbury North 7-8, plays 11-8.
Yeah, it would have been a nice one, wouldn't it, for Salisbury North to get. There's still lots of time to go in this game, of course, but quick early goal, give his team. It's all about belief, Lockie. That's what it does, that early quick goal. Golden Grove dodge a bullet. I wouldn't be taking any silly risks if I was them. Long and strong to the big fellas.
Straight through the centre of the ground. Dangerous ball. Picked up. Costanzo, he just missed that last shot. Stokes gets it out towards the outer side. Footy taken. Lawler. And that is a great ball in. And it's a nice mark as well as Richards turns around.
Again, it's that tricky distance, isn't it? Does Richards have the leg of about a 51-metre kick? Or will he... One thing Salisbury North are good at, as they are quite disciplined in these areas, and they will look to lay the ball after teammates, but he looks confident that he can nail it.
Seems more confident than Sharp does. So let's see what he's able to do. Richards' kick is on its way, and that is to the front, and a nice mark taken as well. So
Good play by Robinson, the ruckman, doing exactly what he should do, getting to the top of the square, getting in the hole, taking the relieving mark, and it's with the right man now.
Glenn finds McDonald. Oh, McDonald didn't realise he was going to get told to play on. Pearce, he laid the tackle. They might get away with it again. Glenn finds Pittman. Pittman dancing, and that one's gone back to Glenn 25. He creeped over the mark that time, and Pittman is going to be marched up the field.
Just need a little bit of composure here, Golden Grove. If they go long to their tools and get numbers, they'll be fine. Look like they're keen to just play on and get that next goal to seal it. Just play with composure.
Pittman in the area. Ball falls down. Salisbury North first to it. Costanzo lays the ball back across. It's with Brown. And now Lawler down the line, and that's out of bounds on the full. So it is going to be a free kick to Pittman. Pittman just turns. Quick couple of head movements just to assess his options. Has a short lead there. Cavallaro, who's told to ignore that. Now the footy's flicked across. They do just take their time here. Golden Grove. No rush at all. But with Xanthopoulos. Xanthopoulos up the line. Oh, was that 25? Umpire says nope.
He's a clever player, Cavallaro. Knew exactly what he was doing there, but well umpired. He was onto that. I like seeing that. I like seeing him try it, and I like seeing the umpire not falling for it.
Cavallaro decides up the line is where he sends the footy, and that's a nice mark as well. Across the back, Costanzo. Oh, over the top. It came from Schwert. It worked out okay. McKelvey, he was there, coming back the other way now. Golden Grove as well. As that has ended up in the hands of Shenton, and Shenton's an unusual goal kicker.
Yeah, he can play anywhere these days. He plays on ball, he can play forward, he can play back. Wasn't always the most reliable set shot at goal. The prime of his career at Norwood in St Kilda, but he's more than capable thumping this through from 50 metres out.
So the former Redleg and the former Saint. Now a Kookaburra, and today kicks the sealer. Golden Grove are home. What a kick there from Shenton. Able to just do the job at him.
Yep, they did it perfectly, didn't they, Golden Grove? They just soaked up the first 7 minutes, dodged a bullet with the missed shot earlier, but they soaked up 7 minutes and they've got the first goal of the last. So if you could, their coaching staff could write a script, that's exactly what they would have wanted. And to be honest with you, Lockie, they deserve the lead they've got in this game. Golden Grove, they've been the better team. Still 20 minutes to go, but they deserve the lead they've got. They've been impressive today in both facets of the game. Attacking, most impressive. To hold Salisbury North to 50 points so far, been really impressive.
Even 30 points there. Kieran Hayo gets his scoreboard. Ball goes down, and he's going to get out with O'Brien. And that is a sling tackle. So O'Brien ends up with the footy.
A little bit unlucky there, but the umpire's been consistent paying the slings today, both ways, haven't they?
I have agreed. Ball with Richard, as he goes back across. Finds Hay. Hay. Inside. Needs a mark. Doesn't quite get it. Ball. Might have worked out okay here. It's going to be 25. And Pearce is going to be marched to the top of the square. So Pearce, quick response, gets the easy goal. Made the goal umpire work quite a long way then.
Yeah, interesting. Not sure what the penalty was for. Must have been for some verbals. I thought it was for a late hit. We just lost sight of that for a second, but yeah, I think it was for some verbals potentially. The umpire didn't like the tone. So yeah, just got the next one, Salisbury North. Golden Grove still firm favourites, but Salisbury North with a really quick reply. Still plenty of time.
So Shenton with one, Pearce with the other. Margin back to 24 points. Would you dare to dream as a Salisbury North player? Would you dare to dream as a Salisbury North fan? Advantage, as Adam said, definitely with Golden Grove. Dobie looking to further that advantage as he gets that ball up towards half forward, and there's the setting sun. As the ball's sent back through. As through again comes Dobie, able to win a couple clearances in a minute. His fantasy points are starting to look better. Ball falls, and it's a good tackle as well.
He's going to pay holding the ball here, the umpire.
Parisi caught, and it's with Verity. So Verity.
Yeah, I think he potentially thought the umpire was going to blow the whistle. He didn't, and you've still got to make an effort to get it out. It's that new school AFL style holding the ball. But Verity, like I said, I think he's had a solid day today. He'd love to polish this off with a nice set shot.
What can he do? Verity steps in for Golden Grove to start a party. Kick is online. Never in doubt. And Liam Verity's got a second.
He's one of the sweetest timers of a kick you'll see, Verity. He's 50 metres out there and he barely swings his leg through. He just times it perfectly. You watch his action here. Just a beautiful action. He is a stunning kick of the ball. He's kicked the ball long today. Hasn't kicked accurately on his other set shots, but that one straight through from 51 metres out.
So again, the margin variates between that 4 and 5 goal mark, but it is not going to matter at the end of the day. A win the Golden Grove desperately needed. Salisbury North, it's worrying a little bit for Salisbury North, is it not? They're now 3 losses in a row as the footy goes back. I'll let you answer that in a minute there, Adam, as Dobie gets a snap forward. And that one is with Deacon as Deacon gets it bouncing towards, picked up by Hay. Hay, O'Brien, interception, snap, back inside forward 50. That one went way more higher than it did vertical, and that, or horizontal rather, and that is a good mark there from Dodd.
Yeah, he's been good again today, Dodd. Like I said, classy, lower possession style of play, but he's capable of kicking a 45-metre set shot here. Yeah, Salisbury North a little bit disappointed. They do get a reprieve. They play Payneham next week, who they beat well early in the season. But yeah, it's not panic stations, but Rostrove are having a big win at the other venue. They'll slide to 6th. A little bit of work to do.
Always is a bit of work, it feels, in the Adelaide Footy League until that Saturday in September comes up. Kick is online, and Dodd sends through another. There it is. A bit of a celebration there. And Golden Grove will be very, very happy with how this one has turned out. They've got another, and it is a 42-point ball game.
Yeah, it's a very neat kick, Dodd. Right man to have it there. They've kicked accurately a goal today, haven't they? And what's been good for Golden Grove in this second half, so Pascoe hasn't really gotten involved, and I think that's good for them moving forward because you can't have one player kicking 60-70% of your score. You need others to chime in. So I think Pascoe kicked 4 of their first 6 goals, and he hasn't kicked any of their last 8. So I like that as a group. Other players have stood up with the move of Fisher shutting Pascoe down in the second half.
Dodd adds his name to the goal kickers list, and the margin extends out to that 42 points. As back in the centre we go. Stanzo, Banwell. Ball rolls through and it's collected there. Pittman on hands and knees, able to win the footy out. He was held back. Collins trying to just twist and turn, was working a little bit of a shoebox, then fired it towards the back of the pack. And Costanzo might be in a little bit of trouble. That's the last thing you want to see. He collected a hit from Pittman, who now has the football. Back, and there's a good mark for Dodd. Dodd then fires it across. Harble. Kick floating towards the top of the square. Might be cleared through and is. Margin of 43 points, game high now.
Just had a rush of blood there. Harble, it's a solid defender coming down from halfback. Saw the big sticks, got excited. He had Josh Glenn on his own in the forward pocket. But it's easy in the commentary box, Lockie. We can see what's unfolding when you've got Salisbury North players rushing at you. Not always as easy.
Absolutely. And that one is going to be a free kick. Umpire spotted a whistle. Advantage is the call. O'Brien goes through. Kick now down the line. And it works out okay. Halavat, he was there. Sends it across the face. He's trying to spot up a teammate in a better position. Only got as far as McDonald. Richard turning towards goal, and Thatcher, the only player back. So he takes the footy and starts off on his journey. Oh no, the interception. Here we go. Kick on goal. And the constellation. Desperately needed as Deacon adds his name to the goal kickers list.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a quiet day, Deacon. Again, it won't cost them here with the margin they've got, but that's the kick Thatcher took, the one that they don't need to take for mine. They can play that one safe, go up the line. Whereas if you turn the ball over in that area of the ground, Lockie, it's just going to be a goal against straight away. If you play the ball up the line, you can get the ball out wide, and at least you can defend from that position. So it won't cost them, but good coaching tool during the week. Because if they're only a goal or two ahead, that kick would be costly.
Absolutely. A 37-point ball game is now where it currently sits. 56 plays 93. Golden Grove, unbelievable today, as they announce themselves warmly back amongst the top of the BTR Excavations Division 1 competition here in the Adelaide Footy League. Pittman tried to get his way out. Is he set to inherit a $5,000 e-bike at the end of the year, thanks to High Five e-bikes? He'd absolutely love that one as Dodd comes charging out. Oh, Hay. Cavallaro didn't bend down to pick up the footy, and Hay didn't. As a result, he wins the ball. Now they work it round. Kick from Parisi is out towards and collected by Lawler. Lawler. Then through as it's paddled. And that goes out and over. Oh, and there's a little bit of argy-bargy. No one's particularly delighted. As the umpire bends down and picks up the footy. Halfway through the last quarter here. Golden Grove, 2 points locked and secured. Ball comes back in. Pittman picks it up. And that is going to get cleared off the back of the pack there. Good mark taken. Verity gives a hand pass off. Bouncing footy. Only one there was Hay. He was able to draw a defender and then give a hand pass. Wagner. That's a great kick. And it ends up in the hands there of Harble. And Harble, well, he won't be a delighted coach today, it's fair to say. As that one ends up with Deacon. Through the centre of the ground they go. And still the pressure comes. Hullabout and Simon. That's been a very interesting battle all day, hasn't it? I've quite enjoyed that contest. Simon certainly getting the better of the second leading goal kicker in the competition. And that is there with Hay. Hay might have handballed it to himself. A couple of late fantasy stats. He was met by the aforementioned Simon. Then a little hand pass. Johansson's there, fighting with Glenn in his opposite number, and that one is over the line. And Adam Jeffries he's got the pen there. Where does he go with his awards? Where does he go with his votes? Well, you have to, if you don't stick around post game, you'll have to tune in to Between the Posts to find out who won the awards. And you have to tune in to Between the Posts anyway to find out who got the votes. You can find out who got the votes in all 5 games across this wonderful competition as well. The footy rolls. Great. Oh, no. The dance step worked out okay. Cavallaro inside. Pascoe. He's been quiet, but still somehow ended up with 5 goals. He might pick it up. He turns. He snaps. He misses. And that, well, gets the margin out to that 38-point buffer. 17 minutes gone in this last quarter. And Pascoe got plenty of advice from his coaches there. They wanted him to give it off. But I'm not sure that was a rush of blood. I think he was well within his rights to have a shot then.
Yeah, just hit the wrong part of the football. They're probably enjoying on the bench the fact that they've kicked this good score without Pascoe dominating in this second half. I think it's a good sign for Golden Grove. Been a more complete game from them today. Probably the best game I've seen them play since they've come into Division 1 in the last 2 seasons.
4 goals for Lockie Lenny Pascoe. That's a great mark then from McDonald. So McDonald, calls of Noah. It'd be a great story if he was able to get his first goal in his first game. Pittman. He's got it on the wing. There's calls of who wants it, and a big fist over the boundary line. Turns out the player that wanted it most was Stokes, and where he wanted it most was the boundary line.
They're in no rush here though, Golden Grove, are they? They just want to stoke up some time. I said very impressive performance by them today. I thought Salisbury North pre-match would win by a goal or 2. Yeah. But Golden Grove's ability to hold Salisbury North to 8 goals has been most impressive for mine.
18 and a half minutes. Ball goes back in. Tap forward. Here we go. Still it might work out okay. It was from Harble. And now up for Parisi. Inside forward 50. It bounces once. It bounces twice. At half forward for Lawler. Working hard in there is Ingram. He's trying to work his way through. He's unable to. And it's going to be a ball up. And the umpire says, I'll throw it up, boys. So, ball works its way to the front. It was an excellent work there from Harble as they just continue to fight hard. Ball doesn't quite work its way out. It's in a little bit of congestion. Then just a long, big soccer clearance. As far as it'll go. And that is, in the end, ended up with Hay. Hay on true centre wing. Shenton. Downstairs is that one over the top of everybody, and that might work out okay. Hallabout inside. Ingram's there, and that one is going to go over. So, 20 minutes nearly there in the fourth quarter here. Golden Grove locked up their 3 points they needed to. They did just that. So we have a look around the grounds. We will do that in a minute. I might get Adam Jeffries to do it as the ball comes back in. And that, well done. And that was Johansson who just sends it up, and it was a behind. So what are the situations around the ground there, Adam?
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. There's a little bit going on. There's a couple of close games at the other venues. Glenunga are only 13 points up, but very deep in that game. 24 minutes gone. Ross Trevor easily in front of Paynham still, so no change in that game. And we have a 2-point ball game at St. Peter's Port Districts. Was a couple of minutes to go. So don't leave this broadcast. It's been an interesting day of football. Sacred Heart have run over the top of Broadview in the second half.
Disappointing then from Broadview. Can't quite close out games. We saw it last week when they took on St. Peter's. They were there at half-time, but it faded away. Speaking of being there, Cavallaro, what a mark. It was Hayes' kick. And Cavallaro wins himself a 25-metre penalty, pushed after the mark. Potentially a little bit of frustration coming out there. And you can understand where that frustration's coming from a Salisbury North perspective. The Kookaburras taking flight into the top 5, and they will stay there as well. Salisbury North, for the first time since round 1, will find themselves outside. As inside it goes. Bouncing footy. Pascoe. He'd love another. Stop. Props. He'd want number 5. Verity might want number 3. Oh, Femson dropped one he should have taken. McKelvey. Oh, well done, Femson. Just able to step round. There's that one. He's a big, big fist towards the line from Deacon. And again, from Ingram, no love lost between those two. As that tear of paper was Adam Jeffries with the all-important votes. I'll tell you what, we might need one of the companies that got like the Brownlow votes to just come in here and take the votes so that no one else can read them. So the footy ends up on the deck. As Adam Jeffries leaves the box. It's been brilliant to have him on the broadcast today. Usually he would come back in afterwards, but he's not going to get that opportunity today. So it will just be myself, Hugo, James and Yushin to guide you guys home. And that is going to be a ball up. Umpire says I'll have that one. Big fist. Still it tries to work its way through. Umpire says I'll have that one back. Cavallaro in the hands of the trainers. Nothing to be concerned about, one would think. As it worked out Pittman, then Harble, then a mark. Defensively strong from Salisbury North. Again, Stokes, Hay, back again. And that is from Harble. Harble out wide. Inboard again. Still it ends up with him. So look variety, there's a couple out there in terms of Harbles, and that is going to be a mark at the back. All the way they will go and switch it across. A ball and towards Pittman. Pittman, it sits for him. And that is going to go over the line. So we wait very quickly for the umpire to throw it back in. Just very quickly check what's going on around the grounds in the Adelaide Footy League. See if we have any games that do have a result. Ball comes back into play. Tap down. And that is going to be a ball up. There we are. So the final score at Glenunga, 15-12, plays 10-11. So Glenunga beat Prince Alfred. That puts them inside the bottom two. Trying to work it forward here as we return back to the live action at Salisbury North. Still, they work and fight and scrum and scrap. And that is a free kick going the way of Pearce. But Pearce is in some discomfort. This would be, well, the cherry on top of a fairly disappointing Sunday for Salisbury North if he's out. Rasping at his calf. Potentially that's just a cramp. Footy fired forward. And that is going to be a ball up in the centre of the ground. So the other results. Currently, Ross Trevor are leading Payneham. That won't change. St. Peter's have it over the top of Port District. 11-7 plays 9-11. Footy back inside. As that is going to be collected. Works out okay. Lawler, he's had a good couple of moments. Hay. Lawler. Great mark. Richard. Big fist came up. Inside the centre of the ground now. There he is, Simon again. Not quite. Works out okay. He gets them started. He's done it so often as Simon. Took a great intercept mark in that second quarter. And inside forward 50. Verity with the footy. Obviously the game here is a fairly substantial margin. And it's final at St. Peter's as well, so they get the win, as do Ross Trevor. Verity lines up on goal, and all the way home. Big goal for him. He's third on the day, second in this quarter, and he has been really good today. Potentially Liam Verity back to his best. Another good news story for Golden Grove. It was a while since their last goal. It's been about 6 or 7 minutes, so they would have liked that. Closer to 10 now that I have a look at the clock after the Dartfish replay. 26 minutes and 25 seconds. Last goal was kicked at 14 minutes and 8 seconds, and that extends the margin back at 44 points. The other game as well, Sacred Heart have got the job done over the top of Broadview. Not officially finished, but that's getting pretty close. Big win there for St. Peter's over the top of Port District. You may see them go to the top of the ladder tonight. Obviously, the calculation's still to be done there. As, again, the scrap continues in the centre of the ground. Inside the final minute of this game. Or you would imagine inside the final minute of this game. It has been one of those games where we have got about 27 minutes in each quarter. No reason to think that would change. That one, ooh, a little bit of... Pittman receiving a little bit of afters. Umpire throws it back up. And that works its way to the back of the stoppage. It's a bouncing ball. Hay working it forwards. Callum Hay has set that into orbit. And it's worked out okay as well. As Halabat has the footy. And he's a dangerous player. Turns, snaps. Another goal on his day. But it won't quite stack up to be a winning score. They needed that one. And he gets a goal for his troubles. His second today there for Halabat. Lovely finish off the Dartfish. So still, the game continues to tick down. 10-8-68, 15-10-100. That's on the Kieran Hayoketsu scoreboard. A 32-point ball game. It has been a very impressive game. As ball gets sent forward. Collected there. Little hand pass across. Pascoe. Fired back. Oh, Banwell sold some candy, and kicked number 3. No, we missed. So, that one stretches it out to 33 points as we get relatively close to the end of proceedings here in terms of the game. It was an enjoyable contest, but Golden Grove far, far too good. Post-game awards coming up, hosted by Adam Jeffries. Plenty of sponsors to get through in that. And, of course, we love the opportunity to recognise the players that they go above and beyond for their team. And Banwell's got an opportunity to kick his third. Probably a little bit too far out, though. He would have to kick this 55 metres. Small in stature. I don't know how he's going to go in terms of his kick, but instead gets fisted away, paddled backwards. Well done, Dodd. He's always dangerous. And that is over the line. 29.5 minutes gone in this final quarter. There cannot be long left as the footy is about to get thrown back into play. Ball comes back in. And there it is. Golden Grove, welcome back to the top 4. They are now 15-11, 101. Salisbury North, 10-8-68. It's a big, big win for the Kookaburras, and boy, did they deserve it today. Too good. As they get the end result, a 33-point ball game. And Tommy Javor, you saw him pre-game, he's just shot a look into the commentary box. But Golden Grove were too good in the end. What an absolutely fantastic effort from them. Their players will be delighted. Banwell ended up with 2. Unusual to see him impact the scoreboard like that. Pascoe, they did it without him for a lot of the game. 4 for him. Dodd got a couple. Verity ended up with 3. Is he back to his best? Plenty of questions arising. And Salisbury North, 3 losses in a row. What can be done around that? Since the bye, they have not been the same Hawks that we saw that started the season. They now slip to 5-5. And question marks will be asked here at the Hawks' Nest. But for Golden Grove, they desperately needed it. They do get the reward for effort they deserved. And the highlights will be coming shortly. As with the post-game awards, thanks to Dartfish, here are the highlights. Pascoe got us started on the day as he went back and saluted. A lovely goal that was. And he really did get around his teammates. There was the lifter. He kicked. It was 3 of the first 6 goals of the game. 3 of the first 7 goals of the game, sorry. It was Johansson, and that was absolutely delicious. His first goal of the game ended up with 3 from last count, so that was pretty good from him. And that, again, Pascoe, outside 50. He can do it anywhere, inside, outside, left foot, right foot. It doesn't matter. And that was what we believe to be a season-ending injury for Hillcoat. If you did miss it, concerns he's done his ACL joint. There's rumours that he was saying that he heard a snap as he was tackled. Meantime, Richard took a great grab and went back and saluted a goal as well. Post coming down now as the pack-up begins. Salisbury North will not be too happy with how this one played out today. Golden Grove will be delighted. They deserved it. That was Dobie, who was able to pull a little couple of moves. No one came to him in the end, and he was able to kick a goal, and you can see him there. Woo! Excellent effort from him. Pascoe, another goal. This was his 3rd. This was the 7th goal of the day. And he was able to kick an absolutely brilliant finish. Deserved it in the end. Dodd. This was his first. Stepped in, saluted, gold. And really did deserve that as well. And that was another Johannesson finish. He was probably Salisbury North's best today. O'Brien pretty good for them as well. We're interested to see whether or not a Salisbury North player gets in with the awards. I doubt it though. Speaking of awards, Adam Jeffries, boundary side.
Right, here we go, boundary side. Very impressive display by Golden Grove today. It's probably one of the best games I've seen them play in their years up in Division 1. We said it'd be a high-scoring shootout. To hold Salisbury North to 10 goals I thought was outstanding. So that's one of their best games. Well done to them. Some award winners, best on ground. It was a pretty easy decision. That was Josh Glenn. He wins the Belgravia New Balance Archie's Footwear and Midway Tavern voucher. Our best team man, Mosley Bar and Kitchen. That's the voucher you want, really, isn't it? Lamb Simon for the game down back. Very impressive. And the player of the day was Liam Verity with the left foot snap on goal in the third quarter. Liam, talk to us about left foot snap, but tell us, is it difficult being the second tall forward to Pascoe?
Not at all. He makes it very easy because he takes so much of my everyone's wow, jeez. He takes all the attention away from me. So if I'm able to slip in and score a few goals, then I'm very happy to do so.
I thought today was one of your really good games. Your teammates were razzing you up not to talk too much, and you made a meal of it. But the long set shots were awesome, and I thought you played a better role coming up the ground as a connector today. So well done, Liam. Good luck for the second half of the year. Now, Liam, talk to us, man. I thought you were pretty good at Glenunga the other week when you got smashed. You stood out to me, but today the job on Halibut, you kicked a late one. You would have been disappointed, but I thought you were a really good rebounding defender and shutting down today. Well done, man.
No worries, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, just pretty much go out, play my role, get your man done, like you just mentioned, and when I can, run off that, and try to get involved offensively. So,
you played a great game, man. Don't be humble. Say I played really, really well. I shut him down, and I'll do it again next time. No, well done to you. And Josh Glenn, it was a pretty simple decision today. I have to admit, I was surprised that Salisbury North let this guy have so much time and space. You have worn a few tags this year, Josh. Tell us, are you surprised that you didn't get tagged? And B, how well did your team play today?
I'm not. They're a very good midfield, so I wasn't surprised that I didn't get tagged because they're all ball winners themselves. But we knew we were up for a big test coming out here at Salisbury North. It's always a tough game here, and obviously they've got a really good ruckman, so us mids just had to be on our game, and luckily we got the win and played well.
Yeah, well done. Very humble now, Josh. Absolutely unbelievable game today. Too much time and space. I'd love to be a forward with Josh Glenn coming through the middle of the ground. I reckon I'd kick a few snags, big fella. What do you reckon about that? I'd come steaming out. Who needs Pascoe when you got Jeffries, the commentator? But no, but seriously though, well done to Golden Grove. That was a professional performance by them. I tipped Salisbury North pre-match, thought they'd win by a couple of goals. But Golden Grove, very sound defensively today, very impressed. We'll throw back to the com box. These blokes didn't even go in at half-time, so they're keen for the 3K trek over to the change rooms. Well done to these boys. Go and celebrate. Cheers.
Absolutely incredible from all those lads there. They worked outstanding. And Josh Glenn, best on Belgravia Archies, as we just said. Lamb Simon, Mosley, best team man, and Bianco was Liam Verity. A massive thank you to Adam Jeffries, who I don't think we'll see come back in because he does have to run. And that was a goal to the aforementioned Pascoe, because he was a dangerous player today, Pascoe. Even though he ended up with the 4. All of them came in the first half, but he still competed well. And this was Cavallaro out the back. Was able to turn, snap a goal. And that was absolutely impressive from him. And there was Simon. He did have a great game down back. Took a ripping mark in the second term. Wasn't that one there that we just saw on screen. But he did start a handball chain here. It's Dodd that finished it to get it across towards Banwell. And that was a moment that saw Callum Hay sit out the next 10 minutes of the game. He was marched forward. And Banwell was able to kick a goal. Pretty good finish as well there. As we enjoy what was an excellent highlights package and an excellent day. O'Brien, a little dribbler, put it through. Maybe we'll be beginning to believe in the Salisbury North mission, but it didn't quite work out that way. And a little handball over the top. Halibut was there. And in the end, it was a pretty good goal from him. And he did get a couple of high fives, but then the game was probably gone. It does sit here quite nicely, a long high up and under. As we just enjoy some of the Dartfish highlights. Of course, we've got plenty of sponsors to get through. We'll do them now. Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, Custom ITC, High Five E-Bikes, Dartfish, Archies, Jag Meatworks and Kimberley Resorts. All massive helps on the stream. And a massive thank you to them. And that was a great goal then from Sharp. As stepping in was Banwell to kick another. But it was quite an interesting game of football. Certainly both teams had their moments. Golden Grove had their moments far more so and far more regularly than Salisbury North. And In the end, that was the difference. Golden Grove able to make the most of their opportunities. Again, we just watched. That was a pretty clever clearance in the end there. And a great mark as well to go back with it was Brown. But again, an interesting game of football, no doubt. Both teams worked incredibly hard. Both teams knew what was riding on it. It was a 4-point game. You did have to win today if you wanted to really establish yourself in the finals. Worry will be on Salisbury North's form. Golden Grove now seem to have totally flipped the script. They were pretty lucky to get over the top of Salisbury North at Harper's Field, and then they went and lost the next 3 games, and that really had them in a dangerous situation. 1-3 after 4 rounds, never ideal. We were thinking, is this the year potentially Golden Grove don't make it out? And with spot fires all over the day, you can see it there after that goal went through. But they've turned it around, and full credit to Golden Grove, their coaching staff, their playing group. They've really dug in and have been rewarded with some absolutely fantastic results. They certainly weren't the favourites coming in here. That was Salisbury North, and Salisbury North will feel pretty disappointed as we just watched Cameron Shenton put through another goal. I don't remember the last time Cameron Shenton kicked a goal. It would be a while, and as a Saints fan, I probably should know whether or not he kicked one at St Kilda. But he did go and kick a goal here today. That is absolute verifiable fact. Pierce was marched 25 metres up the ground. That was a goal to him. It was an all-round well done, great effort as Verity sent through another, and by then it was well and truly party time for the Kookaburras. They were pretty happy. They knew they were home. Salisbury North back to the drawing board. They do get a little bit of relief though, because they do play the bottom 3 sides over the next couple of weeks. Dodd kicked another. So if they can't win that, they probably don't deserve to be playing finals if you don't win all 3 of those. But Golden Grove, opposite end of the ladder, Port District, Sacred Heart, Shock. Big games of football, must-win games of football. Probably not all of them, but you'd like to go 2-1. You'd like to ideally you'd like to go 3-0, but you'd probably take 2-1 if someone gave that to you right now. Because again, those 3 teams are the next step up on these 2. They're the teams that most people are saying, well, 2 of them will make it to the grand final, 1 will probably make it to the prelim, and then 1 will be premiers. Obviously, that's how each season ends. We do end with a premier. As again, another goal went through from Verity. That was in the setting sun, and the game had lost a lot of energy. This was the final goal, and that was the goal. The end of the day was Halabouts, and that was the full-time score. So we did go through a lot of these while we were on air, but here we go. 15-12, 102. Prince Alfred, 10-11, 71. They get the job done, Glenunga. Ross Trevor, 19-12, 126. Payneham Norwood Union, 8-9, 57. Payneham Norwood Union's run of 3 game wins broken. St. Peter's, 11-7, 73. Port District, 9-11, 65. Big win for St. Peter's. Do they establish themselves as a genuine premiership contender? Port District, it looked like it was going to be them and someone in the grand final. St. Peter's certainly looking to book themselves a place there in the big dance come September. Salisbury North, 10-8, 68. Golden Grove, 15-11, 101. That was obviously a big win from Golden Grove. You just sat and watched that game here today. A massive thank you for your company. Broadview, 11-7, 73. Sacred Heart, 16-12, 108. Broadview, when they get it right, they do put a couple of great They put a couple of great passages together. They put a couple of good quarters together, but they just don't do it for long enough. Sacred Heart needed to win that game. It was a draw at halftime. They managed to get it done in the end, and they did really deserve to do that. So, wins to Glenunga, Ross Trevor, St. Peter's, Golden Grove, and Sacred Heart. Next round, round 11, BTR Excavations Men Division 1. Payneham Norwood Union, Salisbury North. It has to be for Salisbury North. That must be a W. Port District taking on Sacred Heart. That's another massive game. Who wins there? Well, you're going to have to stay tuned to find out. Golden Grove taking on St. Peter's again. Golden Grove, they need to continue this run. St. Peter's are now, for mine, the most informed team in the competition. They had to win today, and they did. Prince Alfred and Broadview Tigers, well, that is a game that might just decide relegation. If Broadview are going to get a win this season, it's got to be this game, you'd think. Prince Alfred are their best chance. Prince Alfred have been very disappointing since they suffered their first loss way back in round 4. Glenunga and Ross Trevor, well, this is going to be massive as well. Ross Trevor, they were able to take care of Payneham. The next team above them is Prince Alfred, and the next team above them is Glenunga. Ross Trevor, though, need to win that one as well if they are a genuine threat in season 2025. If they want to be playing finals, they must get the job done there. And that has been a pretty comprehensive wrap of everything that's happened across the day here at the BTR Excavations Adelaide Footy League. We've still got, of course, plenty of footy coming up. Guess what? 8 more rounds of footy still to go. A massive thank you to our sponsors: Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, Custom Bio RTC, High Five E-Bikes, Dartfish, Archie's, Jag Meatworks and Kimberley Resorts. Massive thank you to Kieran Hayuketsu on the scoreboard as they are. That scoreboard, in case you did miss it, 10-8-68, plays 15-11, 101, a 33-point win to Golden Grove. And of course, Dartfish, Farmers Leap, of course, they do the Coach of the Week each and every week. Archie's for Best On, that ended up going the way of Josh Glenn, as did the Belgravia New Balance apparel voucher. Bianco Magic Moment ended up with Liam Barrity. And Best Team Man, and he was absolutely fantastic down back today. Liam Simon really announced himself again. Of course, the Farmers Leap Coach of the Week, we did just mention that. Goal of the Week brought to you by Born to Build. Snag of the Year, well, Jag Meatworks, absolutely fantastic. Mark of the Week brought to you by Born to Build as well. And a Mark of the Year, 3 nights in Broome, thanks to Moonlight Suites by Kimberley Resorts. Of course, you can check out Between the Posts. That'll be out later in the week. Darcy's in charge of that one. Of course, he's the producer there. Our producer here today, Hugo, does an amazing job, as does James there on the roaming camera. And Yushin, right above me, has been absolutely flawless, as always. A massive thanks to you guys for tuning in. And if you are a fan of the Golden Grove Kookaburras, you're going to want to enjoy this. Here's the song.
Razor, close up.